You had to be there.
You had to be there. You had to be there. It was a special time. It was Gamescom last year, but yeah. To get one of these caps, you had to beat the hot lap trial time at Gamescom. Okay, so 7 o'clock.
Let's go.
It's about time we get started. So, hello and welcome to our first S4 developer stream for PMR. I would like to welcome you all to your hosts for this evening. We have Fernando, our community and socials lead. You know myself as Rai, dev engineer, and a man that needs no introduction, the man, the myth, the legend, and the superstar in this industry, Aris. Everybody give
Hello,
Aris.
SimRacer.
So in a few moments, Aris is going to be running you all through the much beloved Mazda MX-5 while taking some spins around LRP to teach you guys how to get that pass time on a ranked license test. Over the past few days, we've had a few people that are saying it's too difficult, or some people are saying it's too easy. So let's see how the man can do it himself. Live doing the ranked license test in a few minutes' time. After that, we'll be opening up the floor to some questions, which we've already acquired quite a healthy amount. So I think you're all very eager drivers looking to learn some more about PMR, and we may even open up a custom lobby to give you a chance to race with us developers. And don't be scared, we're not actually that quick, honest. We've been beaten by a few of you already. So without further ado, I'll hand us over to Aris's capable hands, and over to you.
Hello, SimRacers, and Ryan. Wow, what an introduction, honestly. Thank you so much. Thank you also, Fernando. But most importantly, before we start, I would like to say a special thank you to the whole sim racing community. Of course, PMR supporters as well. The welcome that you guys gave me into this first month of entering the PMR family. It has been so heart welcoming and so amazing. So thank you so much. I was expecting much worse. So you made my life easier and my job much, much easier. I have no more words to thank you other than I will give everything I have to, support the guys and make this title as good as you guys want to. All right. So what are we gonna do tonight? So tonight we're gonna take, as Ryan said, the Mazda, the Miata MX-5 on Lime Rock, and we're gonna do first of all a nice track walk of the Lime Rock circuit. So we can find the reference points on where to, brake, where to turn in, where to accelerate. We're gonna then try some laps with the default setup of the Mazda, explain some of the work we did on the physics and how to, drive to the best this car. No, that's not the dev build. That is absolutely the public build right now. And then we're gonna try with the absolutely default setup the licensing test. See how we can do on that. You're gonna take it very easy to see if our technique will be good enough to, be able to race online. And then afterwards, maybe if we have time, we're gonna push it a little bit further with some extra setup changes on the Miata. You cannot do much stuff, but you can do some stuff here and there, and try to make a run for an even better licensing test if possible. In the meantime, we're gonna, answer some of your questions, or pretty much all of them. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe if we have time and I'm still alive because I'm getting vintage in years, maybe we can have also a race all together. We'll see how it goes. It's the first time. We're going to make a lot of mistakes. So, have patience. And if you guys like it, we're going to do it again and again. All right. So I guess you can all see.
Aris, you're a GT icon.
Oh my god, this is even worse, man.
Nice segue there. Good plugging.
Yeah, excellent plug. Okay, I guess you can all see my screen. Just checking to make sure that everything is going good.
You are indeed streaming, correct.
Awesome. And I'm gonna take the car, go to Lime Rock, practice session. Everything is normal. Let's go in. It would be great if it, crashes right now. All right.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. All right. So vehicle setup, everything is default, as you can see. So we move nothing. We can just take this. And first thing we're gonna do is that we are going to do a nice and easy and slow track walk. All right. So starting from the first long straight line. Now, Lime Rock is easy to remember because practically it is right, left, right again, and that's it. It's kind of an oval track, but it is an extremely technical track. It is not easy to learn and go fast. It has a lot of traps. I consider it one of the most difficult tracks to go really fast. And on top of everything, it really destroys your left tires. So you have to accept this and just drive around. The other problem that you have with Lime Rock is that there are not a lot of reference points to find around the track. There's really not much. And so what we do, well, first of all, you probably know that by now, you need a reference point on where you're going to start braking, right? This is the number one reference point that you need on a track, where you are going to start braking. And for people that might be very early into track racing, track racing is all about method, all right? You can learn with method to be fast and consistent. It's not like rally racing. It's not like street racing or whatever experience you have for street, where you need to judge by visual instinct and fear or whatever when you want to start. Track racing, circuit racing is all about method, where to start, your braking points, where to turn in, when to start accelerating, what gear to use. If you get all of these together, you will be safer, more consistent, and you're going to make the lap time. There's no doubt about it. It's something you can learn. So there is, yes, talent is included, and talent will make you arrive to a lap time faster or slower and make you do some over the limit lap times that is on the very high level. But even if you're not so talented with method, you can be a fast racer and a safe and consistent racer as well. That's why we take a reference point. So first reference point you need to handle is where to start braking for the turn. So right now we're gonna start and check where to take a reference point to brake for T1 for the first corner, right? Now here's the problem. Here's an easy reference point. We have some billboards on the side of the road, right? So normally you would say, all right, yeah, I'm coming in, and as soon as I'm out from this first billboard, right, I'm gonna start braking. Excellent. Well, what happens if somebody else during the race takes off this billboard because, I don't know, he went outside, and this is a collidable object, so you can just take it out. And the guy might, have spun or had an accident with another car, or simply is a jerk and took out all the reference points, all the billboards here. So, rule number one, we don't take reference points on things that can move around, and we don't take reference points on track surface. So maybe a tire mark, because again it can move around or get washed out or whatever. And we don't take reference points on what was about this on shadows, because again shadows can move around. So we need to try and find reference points on the track. All right, on the track. Now, as you can see, that's the issue with Lime Rock. Lime Rock. You don't have actual reference points on the track that it's easy to get. We know that this is a relatively good reference point between here and there. Here's what I use. You can find this very nice billboard, straight here. It's big and it has good, big lettering and everything. And you can say that, all right, when my cockpit is somewhere around here, okay, on the straight, this is where I will start braking, or a little bit before that, because you need to push forward. Now, that's a decent braking point, but it's not optimal. Why is that? Because you look outside the road on the direction opposite of where the road is going to be. So the first turn goes to the right, and you have to look on the left. That's not good because the first turn is coming really fast at you. So my advice is look at something that it is to the same direction. And the same direction is that pylon here, you can see my mouse, right? And you can see that my center, I don't know what this is, like, reinforcement of my windscreen is on the pylon here. So this is where I will start, or a little bit before that, initially, something like that. This is where I will start braking hard. Really, really braking hard, right? So this will be our first reference point for T1. Now with T1, you're coming in, you want to start going in like that. You don't want to wait for a late apex or not, because we're gonna do the T1 in 2 apexes. So first one will be really, really close. Some people might go over the curb, some not, but make sure that you are going really close to the apex. Okay, really, really close to this curb. It shouldn't, in the default setup, unbalance your car. You shouldn't have any issues. You can even hard 100% brake with ABS 6 on this situation, and still would be nice. But once you have gone through that, this is the moment that you need to start modulating your brake pressure. Because if you keep 100% brake, well, first of all, you're not going to need it because you're going to slow down the car way too much. And second of all, you might start having a lot of understeer if you keep braking 100%. So the car will wash out. So you need to modulate so that the first, the front part of the car starts going inside the curve. You will find your car going wide slightly, but you will need to arrive here in a way that you're in a good place and you're not really close to the outside part of the track, because the rubber line will not support you anymore. The grass is really close, and once you hit the grass there, you're just gone. There's no other way around it. So make sure that you modulate enough so you slow down and keep your nose pointed in, and you're not going outside. We're going to see that as we're driving, right? So once you have done that, you can release, and that's the key here, release the pressure on the brake and let the car coast. If you have done it properly, this is where you will obtain a lot of directionality on the front end by releasing the braking. And you're just coming now close, and at this point you can just, on the second apex, you can already start accelerating. And actually, you will see later on that here where the second curb, you see the second curb starts? This is the point where you can start accelerating practically. And with the Miata, you can practically go full throttle, and nothing bad will happen. You can just drive the car full throttle through the whole second part of the corner, exit. Of course, you're gonna end up close to the outside corner here. And if you've done everything correctly, you will need also to gear up and go up to 4th gear. Now, that's it, T1. That's pretty much it. T2. So T2, again, we don't have any actual reference point. It's really, really hard. My advice to you is, you can, because you don't have enough power with the Miata, and you will not arrive that fast here, you can start braking even hard as soon as you are like at the moment that you want to turn in. So you see the corner, you want to turn in and start braking. Start braking. If you brake too much, you will see that the car has problems getting in. You start modulating, the front end will be in. Keep a little bit of pressure always into the brake here and guide the car to stay slightly outside. Again, it's going to be like 2 apex corner. Keep the pressure, modulate the brake, not too much, not zero, so you need to modulate, and this will bring the car in again. Once you can see that you're in again on the second apex, this is where you can again go through acceleration. You will be probably in third gear, okay? Go into acceleration and try to keep your car as left as you can. Keep the car as left as you can. Do not go wide here. Force the car to stay at the left side. Do you see that small kink that there is here on the road? You can see that? This is the moment where once you have this here, you know, you have to, again, push the car to go to the right. All right? So it is important once you arrive here, okay, and you are at the right, at the left, you need to be a little bit violent. You need to be fast. Don't do it smoothly. If you do it smoothly, you're going to miss the apex. So be violent and go to the right. And if going to the right gets you over the curb, that's fine. The car won't have any issues going over the curb with the default setup in this corner. Extra safety, before going over the curb, upshift from third gear to fourth, and you have even less torque to upset the car, but it will be all that you need to keep on accelerating properly. All right, so before going over the curb, go to fourth gear from third, upshift once, go over here, and then keep the car, you know, and obviously the car will slightly wash out to the left, and that's your exit. And that is the combined T2 and T3 together. All right? So now you are in fourth gear. You keep on accelerating. Long straight line. I mean, not that much, but enough. Now, that's why the Miata, which is underpowered, always, it's one of the most difficult cars to go fast, because you need to learn to bring speed inside the corners, and you need to keep momentum, because if you lose momentum, you're done practically. Now this works with even, you know, much more powerful cars that will make you faster, but this is the school. A lot of grip, small, lightweight, underpowered car, it helps you understand the momentum. So here's how we're gonna keep the momentum here. This is a very tricky corner. It's the T1 we said, T2, T3, T4, right? So T4, normally you would think, I'm gonna arrive there, slam on the brakes, go in. Here's a different technique for you. It works, it's scary, it's very safe, okay? Different technique. Arrive here, this is just the last tree here, bush, whatever it is, way before the start of the external curb. So you can see here also the blue, before this toilet, whatever that is. Release the accelerator, don't brake. Release the accelerator, go in coast. And keep in coast, okay? Keep in coast for all this straight line. Don't brake, don't touch the brakes. Keep in coast, keep in coast, keep in coast, go in. Once you go into the accelerator again. That's all you need to keep momentum on this corner and go really fast and very safe at the same time. It's scary because the first time you're gonna try it, it's gonna be like, oh my god, I will never stop in time. But you don't need to stop. That's the great stuff about the Miata. So you keep the momentum, and you'll see that you have enough grip to go outside here and still have directionality. Now, here's the tricky part on this corner. The tricky part is if you arrive on the top of the crest, all right, and you arrive like this, or you arrive like this, or whatever, it's any case you are not straight, and you are not straight like before arriving, you have to be, so you have to, if you're like this, before arriving at the crest and you're turning, you already died. You're dead. You just died. Okay. So if you arrive like this and you are slightly oversteering for whatever reason, you're dead. You need to arrive before jumping, or which it's not always a jump, depends on the car, but at least, going very lightweight, you need to arrive with your steering wheel as straight as possible. And if that means, that you are arriving like that, and you're like this, and you manage to do that, go straight and keep it for a moment so that the whole car and the tires balance themselves out, and you can hop in here straight. If you don't hop straight here, you're gonna end left, right, spinning, doesn't matter. It's terrible. And it will happen with the Miata, it will happen with any kind of car, doesn't matter if it is a powerful car, lots of downforce, low downforce, lightweight, heavyweight, power, not power. It's just, don't do it. Don't do it. You have to be straight just before jumping. And not only that, it's not enough to have your steering wheel straight. The car has to have stopped going in slip angle, going in yaw, or going, in opposite yaw, in understeering, in under rotation. So the car has to be straight, and the tires have to come back from the sliding and moving straight. It's even sometimes, if you find yourself in a very bad situation, and you're like this, and you're about to jump, straighten the car, jump, go here, take it back again. It's preferable to do that. All right, let's move on. Trickiest corner of the track. I have no idea what to tell you about this. So if you have done everything correct, you're arriving here in 4th gear, right? And probably even on the limiter. So what to do? No idea. There's nothing here to. I can tell you this tree or that tree or this, I don't know. There is nothing here. So here you will have to teach yourself a little bit. You'll have to teach yourself, okay, maybe I should use those billboards just before, quite before actually. But again, my advice for this is multiple. There is ways to, release the throttle again and go in coast and then go in, and that's the safest way. You can pinch the brake. Don't overdo it. Don't brake too much. That's not advisable. No matter what happens, until here, until this place here, which is pretty much the apex, all right? So before this side road, so until here you have options. And your options are multiple, all safe, and even easier. So obviously the worst case option is like, oh my god, I'm not gonna make it. You can pinch the brake and put the nose in and do something about it, but that's the worst possible scenario. For every other scenario that you're like, I'm a little bit too much, a little bit too low, you can telegraph with your accelerator. So if you do this, and you telegraph, you shift the weight back and forth of the car, and the car will follow, because the Miata is a very, responsive car without being bad at you. So you can telegraph with the accelerator, bop, 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 and you can in that way put the nose in, and make it for the apex. If you have made it to the apex here, either by telegraphing or coming faster or whatever, on this side road, you can just slam on the throttle and you can go out and you shouldn't have any issues anymore. All right. Sometimes you might end up very wide. Make sure you don't overdo the correction, because if you arrive very wide like this, all steered like that, that can make the front end or the rear end over-rotate, and you are touching grass, and that could create problems. If, for whatever reason, you are on the grass, keep it straight, and slowly get back again. You have space, you can do it. Just stay calm, as they say. Don't overdo the correction. All right? That's it. Last corner. Easier to take reference points. Still very hard to do perfectly, but safer. So what are we going to do that here? Accelerate. You're going to go down in 5th gear, okay? And you probably going to, if you've done everything correctly, you're going to hit the limiter at the bottom of the downhill. So at the bottom of the downhill, you're going to, just before the bottom of the downhill, you're going to shift up in 5th gear and release the throttle, okay? So we're going to go here, just before the bottoming out, upshift in 5th gear, start turning in. You need to turn in a little bit sooner, because if you go late, you see the camber of the road. The camber of the road here is very strange. There is enough camber of the road, so inclination towards the apex, from the middle of the road to the apex, but there is not enough from the middle outside. So if you are late to go in, you're gonna stay out. You will not have enough grip to go in. So go in a little bit earlier than what you think. All right, a little bit earlier than what you think. Stay in 5th gear. Again, you can telegraph a little bit with the throttle before the apex. And if you telegraph with the throttle here, you'll see that the car will point to the exit, will be perfect. Just slam the throttle again, and we will be exiting the corner really, really nicely. And that's it, pretty much. We need to get some heat into the tires. All right, I know, sorry. And that's it, pretty much. A lap at Lime Rock. These are pretty much the reference points that I use. Let's do a couple of laps and then stop for a moment and see if you guys have anything that you would like to ask. But let's do a demonstration of what I mean. I'm gonna start with cold tires, doesn't matter. We should be able to do it. Now, normally here you're already in 5th gear and accelerating really fast. So we said, I'm gonna look here, right, and stop, go in, 3rd gear, let the car go out, and now full throttle, 4th gear, overdid it, doesn't matter, 3rd gear.
Cold tires, that's fine.
Cold tires. Stay here and go fast to the other side. 4th gear, still going good. And even in cold tires, I could keep the car in. Now let's do with cold tires, let's see if we can manage it. So, release. Go, full throttle. Straight, done. Done. Okay, again, release. Go in, full throttle, 4th gear. And done again. Now we're gonna go 5th gear, release, and here we are, done. All right, let's do another lap. Straight line. Now we're arriving really fast, so we need to do a proper braking. And now modulate, a little bit of oversteer here, probably overdid it with modulating. That's it. I know, track limits, doesn't matter.
I'm not lying.
Fast over here, 4th gear. And let's try again the release and coast. Release. Full throttle, straight line, done. All right, let's go a little bit faster here, release. It's done again. 5th gear, release. Full throttle, exit. Done again. Another one. Tires are warming up. 59, by the way, flat, which is already a fantastic, lap time for the licensing test. And again, out. All right, maybe we need to be a little bit more careful here, but you get the idea.
So what is your ideal time you're looking for around Lime Rock Park in a Mazda? What is the ideal time you're looking for? The ideal...
Anything at around 1 minute will easily get you for the licensing test. Even 1 minute and 1 should be still okay as an average lap time.
Yep.
Probably even more. Even slower. You see the telegraph there, just to keep the car inside?
Yep. And so someone's asking, is this with the new physics?
Yeah, this is public, and it has all the new physics in.
This is all the public build. And so while you're talking about this, can you tell us about how you evolved this Mazda to bring it to where it is now?
So this is something that is interesting, and I love our community about that already. The Mazda that we have before, okay, was a little bit of a Frankenstein car. So this Mazda Cup car practically has two versions. One that was released initially in, I think, 2017, something like that. And it is called ND1, that's the type. And this car had a little bit of a slower engine, delivering around 170 horsepower, something like this, and some changes here and there on the tires and everything. And then there was a new version called ND2 that had a newer engine that is delivering around 190 horsepower. It has new tires, better tires, and some improvements all around, all right? And our car was a little bit, as I said, a Frankenstein. It had some of the old parts of the car and the new engine and I don't remember if it was the new gearbox, because the gearbox was also different. So it was all sorts of, things. Fantastic community member, which I don't remember his name right now, I'm sorry about that, told us that, hey guys, this and that, that's the issue. You can find data from this website and this, and it was really helpful with that. So we went in and make the car the ND1 version. We are considering to release the ND2 later, or maybe as mod, to also showcase the mod functionality and everything. That would be really nice. And so we did the actual proper ND1 version. Okay, and this is what you have right now. On top of this, we reworked the tire physics model. We reworked the aerodynamics to make it as close as possible to the actual real MX-5. And you might say, oh, but come on, what aerodynamics does the MX-5 has? Well, yes, not much actually, but it does provoke a little bit of rear lift, and why not, implement this? It's all those small details that add character to a car, okay? And that's what we're going to try and do for all the cars that we have inside Project Motor Racing. Not only the new content, but also the old content. Go there, research again, and find out all the little details we can use to bring out character from the cars, because it is the small details that make the difference. All right? And what else did we do? We added bump stops, because one of the characteristics of the Miata is that it often rides on its bump stops. You can see the bump stops on the side of the tire HUD. This is a suspension travel going up and down. When the car hits the bump stops, it actually changes a little bit of color, and you can also now modify this properly inside the setup. You will see that later on. So as you can see, a lot of small changes. All right, there is no single change that creates, a massive improvement or something. The character that you can get out of the car in simulation, it is part of very, very small, some bigger, but small details all together. They make a difference. That's why, obviously, we cannot go back and make all the cars in a month. We need to take our time. We need to do proper research. We need to improve our models, sometimes. all that stuff that we do at some point will go also out for the modders, so they can get those methods and models and tools, and they can work their own magic, which we really looking forward to. This is, what we have done. I'm sure there's a lot of things that I'm forgetting, but the team has worked really nicely on this. Everybody was really happy to be able, to get back again and try new things. So that's what we're doing, and this will be the future of Project Motor Racing. Going back, improving. Yeah.
So you have a 58.3
Right.
on a default setup.
Yeah.
So how about you go back in, set the car up yourself.
What do you mean?
Change
Sorry?
a little bit of the vehicle setup.
Oh,
Change a little
all
bit
right.
of the vehicle setup yourself and see.
Yeah. Okay. We can
how you
do that.
improve that.
We can do that.
'Cause
So
I know a lot of the community are scared of vehicle setups. They're
Yeah.
scared to touch it. It's very daunting for someone who maybe isn't per se a casual racer, but somebody who wants to really upgrade their racing. And they look at
Yeah.
the vehicle setup, and there's a lot of numbers, there's a lot of buttons, there's a lot of things, and you can't just blindly go in and press everything. So maybe
Yeah.
give us a short little breakdown of how, maybe why you shouldn't be so scared of this menu and how it can improve your racing.
Definitely. So, okay, first thing, before you want to change your setup, you need to analyze what the car does. And the way to analyze what a car does, it's not just, it doesn't turn, it doesn't brake enough, it doesn't accelerate enough. I have many people in the past coming back to me and, telling me, the car doesn't turn enough. That's not enough. This is not how you deal with car handling and how you can improve it. So how to do it properly, at least on a basic level, which is, it covers like 90% of the whole things that you need to do. Analyze, first of all, how the car reacts to you at turning and braking. So braking, trail braking, and turning in. Does the car goes wide? Does the car stays neutral? Does the car overturns? Okay. So this is the three things that you need to analyze and say, on this phase of a corner, when I'm turning in and braking, what does the car does? And you need to be very precise on that moment. So you really need to understand what the car does when you are right here, okay, and you're braking, okay, and you're going in, right? So I'm at this position. Now, this is why the setup is a little bit of a personal thing. Every driver needs something different. In my situation, I can modulate with this default setup and still have enough of turn in. Some other guy might modulate a little bit more heavily, so press a little bit more, and going outside, so he will feel more understeer. So for him, the car, we drive two different cars. It's the same car, but we drive two different cars. So for him, it's important to say, all right, I'm doing this, I'm going outside, I have understeer. And another guy might come here and just pinch a little bit the brake better and over-rotate the car. For him, the car over-rotates, it has oversteer. So three of us drive a different car. So for me here, the car is pretty much good. I don't have big issues. I like the safety that it provides me. Let's move on the next phase. The next phase is the middle of the corner, the apex. And in this corner we have a long apex because pretty much we let the car coast from here to around here, okay? And it's still, we don't apply too much throttle. We're still waiting for the car to find the grip, to balance out, and then we can attack the next part of the corner. So in the apex, for me, the car could use a little bit extra rotation. I feel that it is way too safe. I release the throttle, and the car doesn't go in, it stays there, sometimes even goes a little bit out. So I'm feeling like if the car would go a little bit more in when I'm releasing the throttle, that means I could bring more speed into it, because more speed would be the car would go wide, but I can still turn it, so I can bring more speed. I hope this is clear. So I would like some extra rotation at the middle of the corner. And then we have the exit of the corner. So when I go full on the acceleration, the car starts understeering. So the car starts widening out. It's not excessive, but it starts understeering. If I could cure that, okay, I would be able to accelerate sooner, and the car would rotate with the acceleration more, and that would keep me in the corner, and I would exit the corner out. Now, exiting faster, it's always way more important than entering the corner faster. Don't listen, please guys, don't listen to all the amazing esport drivers that tell you they do the lap time on the corner entry on the braking. Those are people that they have already solved the apex and the exit. They know how to do it, and they are extremely fast at it. So the only way for them to add a little bit extra and gain the last tenths of a second per corner is by braking a couple of meters later and entering 1 kilometer faster. And all they will gain is, 1 or 2 tenths. So Lime Rock has 5 corners. If you gain 2 tenths per corner, that's 1 second per lap on a very short circuit. There's no magic. There is no when you see an esport driver and it does those amazing laps and gives you 1-2 seconds, right? You're like, where the fuck does he gains all the time? Well, unfortunately, it's not a single point because it would be easier to learn. It's not some magic happening somewhere. It's a tenth or 2 on every single corner. That's why it's hard. That's why it's hard, because it's nothing on all the corners. So for all of us that we're not esport drivers and that we're not that fast, so that is like, I don't know, the 80% of us sim drivers, no matter what your level is, the main lap time difference is made on the exit. Why is that? I'll tell you why. Actually, let me show you why. I want to make it very, very clear for you. All right? So this is the main straight. Do you see where you're coming from? This is all the straight, all right? All this straight you are accelerating. Accelerating, 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 accelerating. All right? And you arrive somewhere around here and you start braking. And you brake from here, pretty much, to the first apex, maybe a little bit after the first apex. So you're braking for this distance. This is the distance that you keep on your brakes. Now, you telling me that if you brake 5 meters later, all right, you're gonna make a big difference in lap time. That's what everybody pretty much telling me. And I'm telling you that if you accelerate 1 meter earlier, you're gonna be accelerating 1 meter earlier for all this straight line. In your opinion, where are you going to gain more time? It was a rhetorical question. So that's why exit is way more important for our level than braking 2 meters, 5 meters later. Okay? Exit is extremely important. So let's make that work better. And unfortunately, you cannot understand it. It's very easy for the driver to say, hey, I'm going to brake 5 meters later. I can see it. It's easy for me to judge. Hey, I'm going to start accelerating 1 meter earlier and I'm going to gain 1 kilometer per hour better speed through the whole straight line. I cannot see that. I cannot see that. There is no judge for that. That's why it's hard to realize and work for it, But this is where the lap time is coming for all the rest of us, right? Okay, so now we know what's the situation here. Let's go to the pits.
There is one thing I'm noticing with your driving style, and that is commitment.
What is that?
you show commitment, which is something that even
Oh,
sometimes I hesitate when I'm driving.
that's an amazing observation. So here's the thing. If you notice, I tell you even telegraph with the accelerator, do whatever, but until the apex. After the apex, if you put down your accelerator, right, and you're exiting the corner, every time that you are forced to lift from the accelerator because you went wide, because you had too much oversteer, depending on the car, every time you are forced to lift, that's a major red flag. This wasted you a lot of time. So you need commitment. You need to learn from it, and say, oh, this time I had to lift because I was going wide. Next time I'm going to accelerate a little bit later because the moment that I accelerated was way too soon. So every time that you go on the accelerator, you have to be committed to the line and the car has to be accelerating all the way. If you lift, that's an error. That's a mistake. And it means that for whatever reason, you need to accelerate on the next lap later. But when you do accelerate finally, that's your reference points. We're going to talk about advanced reference points as well. That's your reference point of acceleration, and you need to be committed, take the line, keep the pedal down through the whole straight line. If you find yourself lifting after the apex, mistake. Okay? So that's one. The other thing, of course, is commit to the line. Pick a line, stay there, right? Now, that is more hard and difficult, I'm not going to lie. But if you brake sooner, or if you lift and coast sooner, it will be easier for you to commit to the line, and you have more opportunities to learn. If at every braking zone, you always pushing the brake zone to go deeper because you think that this is where you're going to gain the time, you will always arrive at the turning point and the whole turning line, and you will be at the very limit or over it. And that destroys your commitment, that destroys your consistency on the line. So do yourself a favor, brake sooner, go into the turn easy, learn to drive the turn first. Then it will arrive a moment that you need to, push your limits. But before that, learn to be consistent and committed into what you're doing. Not maybe not, too much, too little. No, that doesn't work. Too little is always better. Stay there, learn it, do the stuff. Next lap, push it a little bit further. In sim racing, it's easy to do the exact opposite of what we do in reality. In reality, we start under the limit and we go towards the limit. In sim racing, everybody, myself included, esports drivers as well included, everybody starts over the limit, takes it down to the limit. Because we don't care crashing, we don't care wasting a lap, we don't care, we can do as many laps as we can. Help yourself, try to not do that much. Start a little bit lower once you have do your mistakes and everything. Start a little bit lower and grow up to the limit. Every time that you start from here, even just a little bit here over the limit and go down, this is what ruins your commitment and consistency. It's always like that. And, by the way, you're doing sim racing. Do the correct things, and that will learn you on real driving as well. That's why we do sim racing, right? Okay, so let's go back to the vehicle setup. Well, here's one thing that we haven't done. To get more advanced, you need to take care of your pressures when they are hot. So you need to measure your pressures when they are hot, see if they are around the correct level. I think it's 1.8 bar for this car. We need to make a tutorial or at least a guide for each car and tires, which is the correct pressure. Remind me, Ryan, Fernando, we need to discuss this and make it work. And you need to make sure that when your tires are hot, all your tires are pretty much at the correct pressure, because this is where you're going to have the maximum grip from all the tires. Okay. If you have just one tire on the correct, and all the others ones are all around the place, then you don't get advantage of the maximum grip that all the tires can give you, even the ones that they are not loaded. You still need, good grip from those tires as well. So this is something we will do later on.
So
Let's go
there's
to the
also a
suspension.
question. There's a sorry to interrupt you, but there was a relevant question in the chat now,
Yeah.
which was, what would you suggest to change on a setup for better corner exit?
Right. So that depends. Better corner exit. Well, first of all, you need to have your tires at the correct levels of pressure, possibly temperature. That won't always be the case, especially here at Lime Rock, which is always, right again, right. Oh, there's a left, right. Oh, there's another left. Every once in a time. So here, temperature would be, very difficult. It's impossible here to balance the temperature. But pressure, we can balance it out. So make all the tires around 1.8 when hot, when you're driving around. That's one. Once you have done that, okay, what can I do to make the car corner more? So, truth to be told, the Miata is a little bit of a particular car. Why is that? Because at the rear it has a torsion differential, and the torsion differential puts torque on the outside wheel during the corner. So this is one of the reasons that sometimes you see the Miata running with a stiff front end at the anti-roll bar and no anti-roll bar at the rear. That permits the car to roll a lot at the rear. It raises the rear wheel still touching, and once the system, the differential senses that this wheel doesn't have enough grip, puts the torque on the outside, and having more torque on the outside makes the car rotate. Strangely enough, it's a little bit of a strange thing. But normally, and probably also here because we don't have enough power on this track and the corners are relatively fast, normally you would want a little bit extra rear anti-roll bar so that the weight transfer is faster and the rear starts rotating faster. All right? But that will change the car in all situations. Braking, corner, mid-corner, exit as well. Okay? Here's something particular we can do. We can limit the suspension travel and make the rear suspension touch the bump stop earlier. Okay? So we can go to the bump stop length and make it a little bit higher. I don't know, 35, let's say. This means that when the rear suspension is going to be compressed, all right, it will touch the bump stop. This will make the rear suspension much stiffer. Stiffer rear suspension means that the weight transfer is faster, and that means that we bring the tire faster close to the limit of the load that it can sustain, and it will start sliding. That means if the rear starts sliding, it means that you have rotation. Now, you're going to say, hey, but we don't want that because that will make the car unstable at entry. Well, not really, because at entry, the car is pitched forward, so the rear is not compressed. But when we are at the apex, so we're just coasting, all right, and when we are at the exit, when we are accelerating, the rear end from the roll and from the squat compresses the rear suspension. And that means that we're going to start touching and compressing the bump stop, and that means that we have a much stiffer suspension only at the rear. That will give us a little bit of rotation. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a little bit of bump stop length so that the bump stop is longer. That means that the suspension will arrive at the bump stop sooner and will start touching it. Okay? We also have the rear anti-roll bar. We'll see if we need it. We're going to start with that, just that, and see if we have made a difference. It might be too much, might be too low, but we'll see if we can make a difference. We need to go here and see the pressures, but I don't know the numbers yet. So we need to do a couple of laps, take the tires hot, see where they stand, and then we'll modify here. All right? Let's go. Let's have some fun. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's see if we did things properly.
58.3. So let's see how
Right.
much improvement you can get on that.
Look at the corner exit. Obviously, cold tires, but already started, you know.
So
Maybe
I think
too much.
now
Maybe too
might
much.
be a
We'll
good
see.
time. We might be able to have a few questions coming in now if you want, Aris. If you got some time to
Sure.
keep going for a couple of laps. I'm not sure if Fernando is just taking his camera off though, so I'm not sure if he has quickly gone to
Ooh.
the bathroom or something.
Oh, sketchy. See how it rotated here? Telegraph. Look at this, almost flat out. Just a single telegraph at the apex. Let's go.
This is the part which you believe with your setup should have the biggest change.
Probably yes. Let's see. Well, I've managed to do full throttle. Now I'm pushing it a little bit, obviously. Woohoo! Straight here, yep. Release. A little bit of
Nice.
telegram. Whoop, forgot to. Look at this.
Good.
Just one
Good.
telegraph.
Just gonna keep it, yep.
Yeah.
Look at that, already you're starting to gain some time, even though you had that level. You've taken 200ths off.
Telegraph and go. Put the nose in.
How much of importance do you think the skill of telegraphing is, and how easy is it for people to learn? Because me as a driver myself, I use it often.
What?
How important do you feel like telegraphing is as a skill for sim racers to know and understand?
It's not a skill that, you know, extremely good drivers do that much. They are much more committed. But I think it's an important skill for starting to drive properly, knowing where to do it just before, you know, accelerating.
Yeah.
We are 170 and 160 on the other side.
And now you are on 57.
Oh, I overdid it maybe. No, I can still take it.
So with just a simple setup like that, you've already shaved off almost 400ths.
That sounds cool. It starts becoming, as you can see, harder to control on the limit as I push it more and more. But it permits me also to lift and go back to the throttle much faster than before. Look at that, how fast I did that corner.
You improved this last corner. Just
we can take it all together. We're already 57, but we can make it better. Let's try again.
Someone's asking what steering rack ratio do you use?
Oh, absolutely default, 90 degrees. Nothing changes over there.
If anybody has any questions specifically about setup and the Mazda, put them in chat now, and I'll...
Look how the exit makes a difference. We'll
get to the AMA after this, but if there's any specific questions with the Mazda or Lime Rock Park or the ranked license test, put them in chat now. How many laps would you say it takes on the MX-5 to get the tyres to optimum heat to put in the fastest?
We're already in optimum heat, 173, 174.
What's that?
160, 165. That's it. 57.6. All right. 173, 174. So we go back. 173, 174, 165, pretty much on the other side. So we're gonna go back here. And we're gonna do asymmetrical. So we need 0.05 bar when we're hot to arrive at 1.8. So that's what we're gonna add, 0.05. This goes up to, let's keep it to 59 because I cannot do it exactly 60. And the same here. Maybe a little bit here, I'll tell you why. And here we need 10 because we were at 165 and we want to be, no, we need 15, right? So we need to be 1.8, so we need 50. So 1, 2, and like this, and the same here, and like this. Now, here's an interesting effect. We might end up having a little bit extra understeer here. We're gonna try to, feel that and see what's happening. Why this might happen? Because before we might not had all the grip from all the tires, but our left tires had more pressure than the right tires. That means that the car would make more, it would have even bigger radius during the turn. Okay, now that we're gonna have at hot the same pressure everywhere, the car will be more balanced. That might make it slightly less understeer, slightly less prone to rotate because everything will be flat. Let's see what happens and we will discuss. All right, now let's go back, do another lap. Of course, we start with cold tires and everything.
While you're going through this lap and going through your hot lap, somebody asks, would you say the MX-5 is the best car for beginners learning a new track?
Absolutely, yes, but it's a harder car that you can imagine initially because it's not an easy car to push. As I told you, it teaches you a lot of momentum. Look what we're gonna do here. You see, it's just releasing, going in, and going to the accelerator. This is scary stuff and can be very, very tricky. While with a stronger car, you can just brake and then accelerate again, and you probably won't lose that much time. With the Miata, you cannot afford to lose time, so you need to learn to keep the momentum up. That makes it a great school, but not just to learn a track. It makes it a great school for you to become a better driver, to learn what keeping up the momentum means. Oh, I disabled the ABS.
Not like that. Not like that.
I disabled the ABS. And I don't remember how to set it back again because this is the other steering wheel. So we're gonna set it up like that. All right, we did it.
John's asked, can you drift with the Mazda?
Not with these tires. Not with these tires. You need straight tires. And still it's difficult because not enough power, but with street tires you should be able to drift it.
These are going to be far too grippy. There's also some requests for you to have your own setup mods in the mod hub.
Yeah, I mean, we can think about that. There is, how to say, the absolute will end in our task right now to create more specific setups per car, per track. So we're gonna do that, and obviously some of those setups might be mine as well. But if people really want to have my own setups and I find the time to do them properly, then by all means, yeah, why not?
Speaking of the ABS earlier, could you explain to the audience what the benefits are of having it on versus off?
Well,
I mean, we know what they do. They prevent you from the brakes from locking.
Yeah.
But certain drivers prefer to have it off so you can better feel of it.
Nowadays, there's not a single car that will drive faster with ABS off. Wherever you see ABS not used is because it is by the rules. Okay, the rules prohibit it to elevate the driver's, professionalism and levels of and capacity. But even those cars, if they had ABS, they would have been much faster. So there is nothing to gain without ABS. Now, the level of ABS, you can become faster if you find your exact level of ABS that helps you out, makes the shorter braking distances, and all that stuff. That's for sure. Because the ABS doesn't just avoid, locking up, but it also helps you with dealing with better trail braking methods when you're going inside the turn like this, it's definitely helpful. So you can, if you feel that the ABS is, it's making the car brake distances way too, I've lost my braking zone, way too long, you can start lowering the ABS level, right? So you lower the ABS level and you should be able to brake sooner, brake later and have shorter braking distances. But while you do that, you let the tires micro lock or slide a little bit too much. I don't know what I'm doing now because I'm not concentrated. And that means that first you overheat the tires. Second, you might get, if you stay too much on the brake, you might get some extra understeer, because obviously you ask too much longitudinal grip from the tires and they do not have enough lateral grip to give you. As a matter of fact, let's put it down to 1 and let's try. Oh, I cannot. Boo, bad game.
20 minutes over, 60 minutes over. It's been an hour of practice. Wow, okay, I guess that...
Yeah, we did 57 and 5, now FF8.
So
I mean,
you
not
beat the
bad
previous
while
setup
talking.
as well.
Yeah, while talking.
Okay,
so that
so-
was an improvement.
Yeah, and I guess that's going to take us over to you actually doing the license test live.
Yeah, let's do, what do you think? Let's do some questions from the AMI and then in the meantime go and do the licensing test as well.
Yeah, go for it. Fernando, have you got the questions up and ready?
Yeah.
I do.
I do have one more setup question while Fernando prepares
Go
going
ahead.
through the questions that we already got, and it's from K-Dog and Hobbs. What kind of things do you change per track that can't be put toward just a single better default setup for everywhere?
So first of all, I will change the pressures, and I will probably make the pressures symmetric so I can have a very, very balanced car. That means that the initial 2 laps, 3 laps, depending on the track, you need to be careful because the whole car is asymmetric, right? Especially when you're braking, the car might move around because the pressures are asymmetric. What you're trying to do is, while driving with everything hot and everything, and you need to be consistent already, so not initially when you're learning the track and you're not consistent. So when you are already consistent, you put asymmetric pressures, and after a couple of laps, all the pressures are identical. This is the sweet spot, let's say. That is one. Second, I will usually give more negative front camber. We didn't do that on the Mazda because you don't have any. That's the maximum it will go. Maybe 1 click extra, but that's the maximum. And maybe I will take off a little bit of rear toe. So usually on the default setups, the rear toe is quite positive. You can go towards 0, start with 0.1, 0.15, and play there. Those are, so pressures, more front camber, less rear toe. Those are the 3 things that pretty much universally I will touch from the default setups. And then from there, it starts the more important work. It depends a lot on the class of the car. Cars that don't have aerodynamic sensitivity, they don't have downforce, whatever, changing the right cage doesn't do much, except then you change a little bit the geometry of the suspension and the center of gravity, but it does make a change, but it's not a massive change. So better play with the stiffness of the anti-roll bars or the springs if you have them. On cars that they have a lot of aerodynamic sensitivity. Changing the front right height creates a massive difference in balance, because usually the front you go up and down by 1-2 millimeters and it moves a lot the aerodynamic balance back and forth. Changing the rear right height is slightly more fine-tuning, but it's not really fine-tuning, it's still important. But there you can go 5 millimeters at a time or 10 millimeters sometimes at a time, but it still changes a lot. So for a big difference in handling, I will change 1 to 2 millimeters at a time at the front right height first, and then I will fine-tune it with 5 millimeters change at the rear at a time. That changes the handling a lot. And then you go from there with stiffer settings or bump stops or whatever. That's pretty much what I would do.
Yeah. All right, so Fernando?
Yes, so I got the first one. I think will be very good and relates
go.
to what we were talking about earlier. This comes from Nepali. I will summarize it a bit more because they've made quite an elaborate question in 3 paragraphs. But it is a good question, and I will sort of truncate it a bit for us. They want to know what is the long terms for PMR in terms of physics. They say that they've played other games and they're used to it, and they see that how PMR is evolving, but they want to know what is the long-term plan in terms of physics.
Well, the long term is relatively easy to express, much harder to do. First of all, we're going for absolute realism. There's no, moving around that. This is where we're going. In order to achieve that, because we have, I think, a fantastic physics engine underlying, is we need to go back to every class, new ones and old ones, and fine-tune the models, fine-tune the data, do more research, find more data wherever possible, and keep on doing that in order to get into a higher level of accuracy and a higher level of realism. Most importantly, but that is, something that comes as a result, is create the cars based on the real data that have the same character as the real car, and they are alive to feel, and drive around. Cars that they have their own character, that you can feel, that you need to work with them. Absolutely open, and absolutely think that it's a necessity that we have the assist for people that want to enjoy the game in an easier way. We have the gamepad controls very well developed, so people with gamepad can have an amazing experience. I think if we do the realistic physics and the cars come alive and have a character, even players that want to use assist or want to use a gamepad, they will still feel a different feeling, a different character from the car. So for me, it's a win-win-win situation. There is no, things like, oh, let's compromise this so that people are able to use their the gamepad. No, it's up to us to create good gamepad controls that people can use and still experience the fullest out of the car. And I'm very much convinced that if you do a proper job, you get, even from a bad car, you get way more good experience and satisfaction than just make a compromise and make the car flat or whatever that means. That's not to say as a criticism to what we have right now. The development team that we have behind is amazing. They know exactly what they need to do. They need time, and they need also the freedom to be able to do that. I'll give you an example. We have already updated the game with some extra gamepad controls, and we are going to update the even better gamepad controls, which are going to be, I believe, really, really good for people that enjoy gamepad driving. This now permits the handling team to just push the envelope, take more research, and put it onto the cars and get out this character that we're talking about. So very, very confident about that, but it will take time. So again, thank you in advance for all your patience. But I think that you already are able to notice improvements. I would say the MX-5, the Porsche 964 Cup, the GTEs are amazing to drive. The GT3s already are better. The Japanese, cars are amazing to drive. So you see the improvements, and that's just the first step. We're gonna make a second step. We're gonna make a third step. We keep on improving. And as we learn the physics engine better, because you need to learn the physics engine every time, or our programmers of the physics engine take extra steps, you can see that on the LMDH cars, to simulate even better, that permits then the handling team to go a step forward. So it's a moving target every time, moving target. So yeah, that's my answer. Hope it's good enough.
Yeah, I think that covers it. Like you said, it is a moving target, but I can't say for certain about this, and I don't want to overstep what you said, personally, because my side is community and marketing. But I do, from what I see the team working on this and constantly tackling it, and it is a moving target, but always chasing that target. And to reiterate back to what the question was, yeah, I do see the priorities being set as they go, but also constantly working on it, constantly iterating. And I would say there's no long-term goal, because the goal is to just keep going, keep improving.
Yep. Miat. It's always Miat. It's never MX-5.
Oh, is that it? So do you prefer to say Miata over MX-5?
Yeah, always. Because Miata is always the answer, guys.
That is very true.
All right, next.
Next one. This one should be pretty easy. Not necessarily related to you, but to all of us here.
Yeah.
This one comes from Fue. Probably mispronouncing that, but you know how it is with nicknames online. They say hello to you, and they want to know what strategy is in place or working on build/retain new and current players to stay active. And says, cheers to you and the team. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The strategy is the first strategy. It's easy. Make a freaking good game. There is no other way around it. We know we have limitations. You see that we are improving. We need to keep on improving in the same direction, and make a good game. If we make a good game, people will come. People will start, noticing PMR. People will start, coming and enjoying PMR for all the good things that are already there, and for the new stuff that is coming. That's the number one strategy. And I know it sounds stupid, it sounds simple, but it's also the truth. There's no other way around. We can say that, oh my God, the reviews were too harsh, or maybe they weren't too harsh. They should be even harsher. It doesn't matter. What it matters is you need to make a good game. People will be happy, more, less, average, but generally happy, and they will come and play your game. That is number one strategy. Where do you go from there? Well, once you have that, there is a ton of people. You need to take care of pretty much everything. Okay, there is not a single answer. You need to take care of people that they want to be competitive. So you need a good online experience with ranking and leaderboards and stuff like that. You need to take care of people that want to be competitive, but they don't care about online. So you need ranking and leaderboards of offline challenges and stuff like this. You need to take care of people that love career. We already have a career. I think we are pretty much one of the very small number of sim racing titles that actually have a career. We need to build on top of that career and make it even more interesting. And then there is so many people out there that they enjoy sim racing, but they want a more wider scope of driving. And there is so much things we can do about driving than just going circles into a circuit trying for the best lap time. Okay. Servers from modders on Assetto Corsa or BMG show the case and how people enjoy themselves. And the numbers are incredible. I know that everybody's, GT3s, hypercars, online competitive racing. But it's not just that. You need to have that, absolutely. I'm not saying that, oh, we don't care about that. No, you need to have it, and you need to have it done well for a couple of reasons. First is people enjoy it. So people enjoy it, I enjoy it, everybody enjoy it, so yes, of course. Second, because there are so many good titles out there, if your title doesn't do justice to those cars, it instantly loses credibility. So people are easy to dismiss it. So you need to be at the same level so people can say, hey, I prefer this or that, but in general, they all work well. Because if you ask people which is the best GT3 simulator between, I don't know, ACC, LMU, and iRacing, people will have their own thoughts about it, but it's not easy for them to dismiss one or another. In the end, if you sit down and discuss with them and ask them properly, they will tell you, hey, they're all good, I accept that, I prefer this for reasons. So you need to be up there so that people do not dismiss your simulator. So that is absolutely one thing we need to do. But this is just a part of sim racing. And sim racing can be so much bigger, right? People right now are crazy about Forza Horizon 6, rightfully so. It's a fun driving game. It's not simulator, but people want to experience all the things that you can do in there. I'm not saying we're going to do an open map, and whatever, but there are so many things we can do in terms of gameplay to have a wider experience of driving. That's my opinion about that. I think we need to deliver on that.
I mean, hey, we're called Project Motor Racing. We are from bounds of motor racing can go from 2 wheels potentially.
Yeah.
If we really wanted to.
Yeah.
We can go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that it sounds like, oh, so you don't have a plan. The plan is make a good game. Make a stable, good sim racing title. Then, obviously, we have a plan. But we're not gonna, disclose it now because first of all, it will create a lot of expectations and when, and the answer will be soon, but it will never arrive because it's a long-term plan. So we're not gonna go there now. It doesn't make sense, and plans do change. So first thing is make a good game, make a good sim racing game.
Yeah.
So I got one more.
You want some more
Yeah,
questions, or do you want to go into the ranked license test?
Let's do a couple more, and then I'm I will start loading the licensing test.
Yeah. So while you load that, go for a few. Actually, I have a question, Fernando, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course, yes.
So I've been sent this. It's someone who hasn't got Discord, but it's from Oil Slick. And it's a question I am rather fond of myself as well. And it's, how does Aris feel about track limits, and where would he like to see them go?
I'm gonna make some devs angry here now because I know it has been a big discussion into the team about that. So apologies to the devs. Between us, I don't like the track limits right now. Mainly because they are mostly we have GT racing, and GT racing is a lot about
lenient. They're very lenient.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody cares about the track limits. Even more important, because we already have the technology that measures how much time you're gaining and can understand and tell you, hey, you gain too much time, here's a penalty for you, or not, so no penalty, it doesn't matter. So for me, for GT racing, track limits are the curb, not the white line. The white line is, to my liking, way too much limiting as a track limit. Yes. That said, there is always going to be discussion about track limits, and it's good that we have at least a consistency right now. If I had to choose, my priority would be keep it as it is with the white line as track limits because it's consistent everywhere with all classes and all tracks, but work a little bit on the penalties we give. So first of all, the penalties are not that harsh, like stop or I don't know for 2 minutes or whatever, because it is a lot. And be a little bit lenient is the word. I'm sorry, I think I butchered the word.
Yeah.
On the definition of how much time you've gained. That I would like to work on while keeping the white line for now. Then we can discuss again and see if it's
Yes.
let's see if the experience improved for everybody. But that's the first thing I would like to
So working
put
on the
my
penalty
attention on.
system in general.
Yeah, I think it's too harsh right now. Yeah, I know I did the mistake. If you're telling me that I have to stop and wait for 5 seconds, the race is gone. And it could be even dangerous because we might be at the start of the race and everybody, or I don't know, in any point of the race, and I have a train behind me and I need to lift and wait, and the first guy passes, fine. Everybody else is like, slipstream. Oh my God, boom, dead, So I would like this to be a little bit better. And we have the technology, so it's just a matter of sitting down, discuss, throw some fist, and find the solution.
Yep. I mean, I'm the guy that makes the track limits. I just do what I'm told. So,
so it's your fault. It's
if
your fault.
Turn around and tell me to use the curves, I'll use the curves. It'll all be done. Just give me the go ahead. But yeah. No, thank you for that. I think so. Yeah, I think that answers the track limits, which also rolls off the back of the penalties question that I had as well, which is, so first things first, we're keeping the track limits. We're keeping it simply because it is consistent across all classes, all tracks, because European tracks are different to American tracks. IMSA is different to FIA. It's so many differences. It is easiest in general to keep a consistent one rule for every track, every car. It's the simplest way. That being said, I think you are right. We need some heavy improvements to our penalty system. Once we get them sorted, with your vision as well, and direction, the track limits will be improved, because a lot of the complaints that I get through aren't necessarily complaints with the track limits, it's complaints with the penalty system.
Yeah, I agree.
And the lines could be blurred,
absolutely
unintended, but yeah.
I'll add something here. I'm not gonna say the whole story now. If we finish everything, because I don't want to, keep on talking for a long time without doing anything. But after, the licensing test or whatever, remind me about track limits. I want to tell you about how it works in real life and why you see so much inconsistency between one track and another, and what happens between the stewards, the FIA, etc. Because it's an interesting story and puts a lot into perspective of what is happening. Right. Next, one more, or should I go in?
I got a good one here.
Okay, sure.
This one comes from Battery Geesh. Of course, I'm
Hello, Battery Geesh.
They wrote their name in lead speak, so I could really read through that. It was interesting. So it's a two-part question, or so to speak, but it all correlates together. So I'll quote the whole thing. They say, is the new LMDH tire model very different from the rest? If yes, when is it expected to roll out for the rest? Also, now there is no flat spot, gravel or rubber pickup and vibration. Is this coming into the model? They then elaborate how they don't feel the grip levels change, or how the dust or rubber from the track surface changes.
I think I've read that.
Yeah. So essentially, they want to know if the tire model is different on this class and if it's coming to the rest of it.
Yeah. Okay. So, no, the tire model is not different. The values that you put in the tire model permits you to simulate from an old 50s bias ply, this big sidewall, to a hypercar, low profile, extremely stiff, radial mixed bias ply, because they now use multiple techniques together, of a hypercar. So that the core physics engine tire model is the same. The values you put permit you to simulate everything. The values put on the hypercar are, of course, dedicated to this kind of tire, to simulate the real tire. They are relatively close to the GT3 tires, but also far away. But it is this kind of, very stiff, very narrow slip angles, etc. Tire that is used nowadays, slick tire for high downforce cars. A lot of improvements coming to all sorts of tires, all sorts of models, as we discussed. Yeah, that's pretty much the answer. Grading, blistering, flat spots, all of that stuff is on my to-do list. There's no way around. We're gonna have it. I cannot tell you when, how, and when, but we have already started discussion about that. Everybody's pretty excited on the programmers to start, implementing this. It's not an absolute priority right now, but absolutely yes. On the second part of your question, if I remember, because I had a read just before starting the live, that you say that you don't feel this different levels of grip, or when you're going into, Orus and stuff like that. Might be wrong, but I think that was the question. I have good and bad news for you. The good news is that everything you say, we can feel it. It's there, and it's absolutely working. And I would say that, honestly, PMR has one of the best force feedbacks that there are out there. If you don't feel it, unfortunately, you have two issues. One is that either something is wrong in your configuration, it doesn't recreate the force feedback, and you just have a returning force. Please have a go and install your drivers, or cancel your save games and start again the configuration. Try to find out what is going on. An easy test that I can tell you is that if you go to 0 on the gain on the settings of the force feedback and to 100%, you should feel a big difference. If you don't feel the difference, because that happened to a friend of mine, that means you have a problem in the configuration and you need to figure it out. I don't know how to help you exactly, because I don't know what will you have, what do you need to do, etc. It's different for every person. 1. 2, if not the case, you are clipping, and you are clipping heavily. That means that you have set the gain way too high, and that means that on corners you're going over the limit that your steering wheel can give, and so no matter what happens, you're still staying over the limit. So you're still having flat maximum power for everything. If that's the case, then again, you need to have a lower gain. I know that you might have a steering wheel that might be too weak, but it is what it is. Some steering wheels, they don't have enough power, but it's more important to feel the variances in the power than having the absolute maximum power. So yeah, that's pretty much the reply. Okay, let's start with the license.
Give us some skills.
Skills, Aris. Let's see.
All right. So okay, first thing, no skills at all. Load the default. Oops. Load the default. Back to the default. Everything's default. We're gonna try it with this. Okay, we're gonna do all the things we talk about. All right.
No cutting the track now.
Get in. Nice, beautiful presentation. I'm Lucas Tanaka. No, I'm the other guy. Sorry. All right. So, first gear. Keep the brake, because sometimes you get a little jolt. And let's go. All right, let's go. Patience. We don't need to overtake right away. Just follow the guy. We'll find the first opportunity.
Race is on, only one lap.
A little bit of a dive bomb, but it's AI. We can do it. It's set to easy, We care about you. Be safe and consistent so you can go into the ranking. Okay. We don't care for you to be absolutely amazing, best driver ever, or whatever. Everything is set in a way to promote you to do the correct thing. So again, release, go in the turn, wait, go outside. Easy, right? Nothing strange, nothing. Just like that. Let's see if I can make it. Okay? First lap obviously is going to be slower, 1.4, but still it's going to be enough. So, brake soon, Go in. Third gear. Wait. Release. Go slowly into the accelerator. And let's go.
Nice.
Just stay safe. Fourth gear, as we said. In. Here we are. We are already 5 seconds faster than the first lap time. Release. Wait. Accelerate. Up you go. And again, release, wait, in you go, accelerate. Easy, smooth, safe. Fifth gear. Release, accelerate. You see the commitment? I only accelerate when I'm sure that I can keep the acceleration through the exit. Look at that. 59, 58. Woohoo, amazing. Brake. Third gear. Wait. How easy it is right now. Start accelerating. First gear. Brake. Third gear. Wait. Accelerate. Fourth gear. 2/10 higher. Doesn't matter. Don't get anxious. Release. Wait. In you go. Accelerate. Up. Release again. Wait. Accelerate. Hey, same lap time. Fifth gear. In. Release. Accelerate. On the apex. Done again. We're gonna do the same identical lap time. How easy is that? 58.9. And brake. Third gear. Release. Wait. Start accelerating. Fourth gear. Brake. In you go. Start accelerating. Fourth gear. Oh, fifth, sorry. Overdid it. We're still faster. Go. And release. Wait. Accelerate. Go straight. Don't forget. And again, release. Wait. Accelerate. How much easier is this instead of braking at the very last moment, trying to get into the accelerator, raise the accelerator because you're going wide, everything happens, your brain is overpowered, you don't know what to do, lap time is over 1 minute. Third gear, release. Just cruise inside. Now we accelerate. Look at that. Fourth gear. Release, wait, accelerate. Fourth gear. Whoa, overdid it. I could have turned, but, you know. Release again. And accelerate. Straight. Release again. I like the sound, by the way. I like this wow that the engine does when it goes into quad. So alive. Release.
Wait till our new reverb goes in.
Oh my god. Oh, that's a leak. That's a leak.
So, one question.
Did you hear
What
that?
you're doing. If you could explain to people what he is. Oh wait, no, he wasn't actually asking. Never mind. I misread that. I thought he asked what is trail braking, but he said, wait, he's not trail braking?
I'm not even trail braking. Why should I? It's easy. Look at
That is
that.
something I noticed about his driving style. Is very smooth, consistent, and committed.
I'm not trail braking.
It just
because
requires a lot of
I'm
coasting.
braking earlier, so I don't need to trail brake. So look at it. I'm not even just releasing. Wait, go in. That's it. Yes, it's good to learn how to trail brake, but you don't need it for this test, and you can still do respectable lap times. You know. So learn the basics first. Learn how to be committed, consistent. Keep, the line. Here I had to telegraph this. This was not good because I had to raise my foot at the exit. This is bad. That's a mistake. All right?
Yeah,
And I've lost the time. If I want to trail brake, this is it, how you do it. But with this car and this setup, And for the things that I'm trying to do, I mean, honestly,
I think because there's so much variety in driving techniques, it's easy to get confused and thinking that they apply to every car, when the reality is not every technique is adequate to every car.
yes and no. You are right. I'll take it even more to the extreme. And I will repeat. 80% of us are not esport drivers. You can be much safer, faster, and consistent by making the basics correct than trying to imitate what the esport drivers do. Learn the basics, get safer, get consistent, enjoy the races, and then start going next level. Because unfortunately, what most of us did, myself included in the past, was trying to, do all the crazy stuff that the amazingly talented sport drivers were doing, and I was suffering from that. Yep. Wrong gear. So look a video, learn what gear you need to do. So now we know this is a fourth gear for the Miata. Do the safe stuff. Just go there with a safe setup, make the turn, no problem. Then we can discuss that. Oh, I can do this. Yes, of course you can do that, if you really want to. But that's overwhelming, What do you want? Do you want to do 1/10 of a second or 2/10 of a second better lap time, or do you want to do a top 5 in a race between, similar ranked people? There I am. Division 4.
Well done. And that was without even trying.
Yeah. So, I'm not telling you that you need to do 58.5. This is, of course, where the experience comes in. But if you do what I'm saying and you're doing 1 minute per lap time, you're still going to make it either Division 4 or 5, doesn't matter, but you're still going to make the rank without issues, all right? And, 1 minute. 1 minute per lap, that's all you need. And in order to do 1 minute, you can be relaxed, focused on things. Don't push yourself. First, do the basics. Then push yourself. That's fine. Now I can push myself. Let's see if I can improve and hit 55, 58 lows every lap. Let's go to improve, and we can put our own new setup and try it. It's not gonna be easy, and I will need to be more focused. But I mean, here's the thing I want to tell you. If you push yourself and do all the crazy stuff and you manage to go into rank 3 and you find all the beasts in the rank 3, are you going to enjoy the race that you're going to have? Or is it better to be consistent, be safe, make it to rank 4, license 4, have an amazing time with people that they are in similar level, be consistent and finish the race every time because you're not pushing yourself, and have fun. I think that would be more fun. As you do that, you're gonna get better. You're gonna learn more techniques from other people. You're gonna be more consistent and faster, and you will go up to the ranking, right? So that's the thing. The other thing is, I've seen so many people. You know how mistakes in online races happen? Most situations where mistakes happen is because someone saw someone in front of him and decide to do something that he never done successfully before. That's how mistakes happen. So you arrive at Monza, you have been starting your braking at 200 meters every single time, okay? And now you have someone in front of you. And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna get the slipstream. I'm gonna go beside him, so I'm already inside instead of the outside, and I'm gonna brake at 180 meters. What's gonna happen? You've never tried that before in your life. What's gonna happen? Yeah, you guys brake? That's amazing. So yeah, that's how mistakes are happening. You try to do something in a race that you've never tried again before in your lives, and you are confident that you're gonna make it. How? Try it before the race. Try it in a practice session. That's fine. But in a race, do what you have learned to do. But if you haven't learned to do it consistently, then you don't even know what you need to do consistently. Right? Anyway, let's do something that we don't know. So let's push ourselves to do something that we don't know. Let's take the Aris Miat and go for it.
So would you say this setup is quicker?
I think it's quicker. Yeah, I think it's more difficult, but I think it's quicker. So let's see if we can consistently do how many? 8 laps? Yeah, with this setup. It's not going to be that easy. All right. Let us know in the chat if you're enjoying this.
We're getting a lesson from
so-
Lester.
We got another 8 minutes of Aris whipping it around. Do you want to answer some more questions, Fernando?
Oh, I forgot to start. Oh my god. So bad already. Anyway,
Rookie.
let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, already wide. Oh my god. Trail break. Yeah, rotation. I said I'm gonna push it now, but that's already really bad. Okay, let's go.
I do have a question.
Oh my god, this is it. You see what happened? You see what happened? I didn't straighten the car before the jump. Doesn't look good, no, not at all.
I was busy
Start.
reading and I missed the mistake.
Alright, let's go again. Doesn't matter. Maybe this time we can start better. Because I have...
Also, just for to clarify, this is a bit of a test stream for us. This is the first stream that we're going to be doing with S4, or as S4. And this is kind of why we're doing it on Discord, to have a bit more of a focus group, make sure that we're doing what we're doing well and everything runs smoothly. So you can expect more of these in the future. We might not keep it to Discord, we might move to YouTube, but this is our first test run as straightforward in PMR, live streaming it and showing what we really got. So I hope you're enjoying it. If you do have any suggestions, of course, please give them to us as usual.
We already learned quite a few things just from this first one. And we'll definitely take these going forward and make more of these when possible.
Woohoo!
Not necessarily always with Aris as the host, but hopefully with many more with it.
You already don't love me anymore.
We may even move to doing some more dev diaries, showing a little bit of the insides, how we make tracks, how we even develop the handling of the cars and make subtle changes.
Oh my god! I have no ABS. Freaking hell. I have no ABS. The ABS was off.
Excuses. Every time excuses.
Why ABS is off? Oh, come on.
So I have a question here that was submitted not long ago. And I think is
it
good
on now?
topic to cover.
No, it's still off.
So this comes from Owen Kid 13. It was submitted quite recently. It says, or they say, when I'm learning a track, I like to use the racing line to assist me and such. It seems that the braking points that it suggests are a little off. They're either too late or too early. Any plans on improving to a racing line? So I have an observation about this, and both of you can correct me if I'm wrong. Across all the racing sims I've played throughout my life, I've always found the racing line to be a suggestion and not a fact, so to speak. I don't follow the racing line to the T. I use it to learn my way around the track, and once I'm confident enough, I turn it off. And when I turn it back on to see where my positions are, I find myself braking later, doing the turn much tighter as well, and actually be quicker. So I think one misconception that a lot of people have is that the racing line is the de facto thing.
Your ABS is off again, by the way. Sorry to interrupt. Your ABS is off. Be careful.
Oh my god, why?
Because you turn it off. perhaps.
No, I didn't. No, it's
Sorry,
again.
continue.
What's going on? Something. No, something is off here. We found the
Is
bag.
it, this, is it the setup you specifically loaded had ABS?
But I changed it
Loaded.
just before the start, and I did the full lap without ABS.
Did you say? Did you say?
Sorry, I did the full lap with ABS.
Yeah, yeah.
So something here is strange. We found the bag.
I was going to say, we found live bugs.
Developer
Have a
check.
check. Yeah. Check.
Can
Go
somebody look at my ABS and tell me? So now I'm
Okay,
setting
yeah,
it at
now-
6. All right. So now I've set it at
Yeah.
6. All right. So I'm going back
It's
here.
still, yeah, it's still off there.
No, it's still off.
Still
Why?
off. And scroll down, maybe.
Yeah, I will try. I've lost the start again.
So I feel like the setup that you've chosen specifically.
Oh, it's still off.
So you chose a brand new setup, right? I feel like you've chosen a setup which has it
Yeah.
saved off all the time, or perhaps you had.
So I'll leave it
something
like
with
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just, you know. Oh, well.
We live and learn.
No, it's still off.
Yeah, it's still off there. Yeah.
No, something is.
It says it is in the UI, but it's not connecting. And I feel like it's tied to the setup that you've loaded, because you've loaded a specific setup for this one before changing anything.
Interesting. We need to fix that.
Yeah, we can look into that. There's a couple of QA in the chat. They can.
Yeah. All right,
first
let's try it without the
Yeah.
setup and see what happens.
So yeah, you can't press the button or anything on that to actually make it propagate.
Nah, I'm not gonna make it. You see. Oh my god. All right, let's go back.
Yeah, which button do you have mapped? Do you have ABS mapped to your wheel?
So let's do this. Saves, let's set up again.
Yeah,
Override
save.
it. And then load it. No, it's still 0. We have found a bug here. Something is really wrong and fucked up. So let me go
Can
here.
you go into your button mapping?
No,
and then you just attach it to a button map on your wheel.
I don't have on this steering wheel,
Okay, yeah. It seems like it's something on that specific setup.
but it just doesn't let me check. Must be settings or something. Maybe it's forced off. No, it's authentic.
Yeah, force it on.
Let's put it on, whatever. Yeah, alright, we can do that. Alright, restart. Can we do it? We told you it's the first time. And we will be very careful to cut this thing out when we will be releasing the short, you know, cuts of the whole stream. Alright.
You're getting the best bits live.
Yeah. What do you want more? Alright, let's try it again. On the outside.
There we go.
We even have ABS now. Woohoo!
Yeah, it seems like there is a known issue that we have with that. So you can be unable to change the status of the ABS or TC as well via the DigiDash. If you have the toggled ABS or TC off using button mappings. So that's why I'm wondering about your button mappings there. If you've mapped it either to your wheel or a keyboard at any point, it's getting a bit confused. Okay, so if it's all part of your profile, then that might be what it is, which is why we want to get different profiles in for wheels as well. So yeah, if you've ever put it through a mapping, that would be why. not necessarily a bug, but something that needs a lot more clarification into. And completely understand why people would think it's a bug when really it's just miscommunication with them not realizing they've put a mapping in. So you just need to select it as a toggle.
Oh, we're so fast here, we always jump a little bit, it's scary. So if you are brave enough and good enough, you can do the setup even more extreme and have this last corner flat out, for example. But yeah, 57.6, all right. On the second lap, that's not bad. Now we are going to rotate the car. Yes. Trail braking inside here and point the car in. Go. Now it's scary. Now it's way harder.
Brian, I'm going to give you the honors of picking the next question, if you'd like.
Sure.
We can try.
Well, let me find the workstation. Oh wait, right. What do we have? What do we have?
7.5. Come on. Come on. Yep. Ooh, too much. Ooh, too much. You see? Too much. I couldn't save the car. So this is trying something that I didn't know how to do.
Understeer when you see the tree coming at you.
That was not even understeer. That was way too much speed of entry, you know. So I could have done whatever, and if you noticed, the whole car was sliding sideways with all four wheels because I would try to, you know, correct it, but I was just way too fast in there.
So this is we have a question here. It's I'm going to answer one part of the question here for you, but they're asking, is there a plan to implement dedicated servers? Which I'm not sure if you know the answer to. I know Alex has spoken about it many times before, but it's not really something that we can answer right now. But the question as a whole is support for leagues.
Right.
So how do you see us moving
No idea.
forward?
Yeah, go
for
on.
these leagues? So there are some specifics here asking for possibility to add custom balance of power, for forcing cockpit view, forcing setups, forcing certain things. How do you see PMR moving forward in that?
No idea at all. I would say personally, it's all things that I think they're necessary. That's what I'm gonna say about it.
Yes.
Now, when, how, and whatever. Some of them are already been discussed. Some of them I don't know, but you know, it's too early to judge it. So yeah, I don't know about that. But for me personally, as I said, absolutely yes.
Yes.
I fucked it up again.
I'll add on to that as well, along with extra features in spectator modes, such as broadcasting. And what we'd really like is to add in dedicated spectator slots as well.
Yeah, this has already been discussed, by the way. So this is absolutely necessary. Absolutely necessary.
Yes.
As usual, what we will try to do is making small steps. So here's one thing I want to tell our community. Don't expect that stuff to come out and be the best ever, you know. Absolutely. We prefer to make smaller steps stable enough and then go from there than, you know, having and go for the absolute ever thing, because that means you need to wait for a longer time, and it's always, you know, dangerous in terms of testing and stuff, because there are features that they are important and heavy on code. So the kind of guy I am, I would always prefer to have something stable and small and built on top of it than go for the best ever thing, you know, and completely make big mistakes out of it. But you know, you never know. This is part of the programmers. We have some amazing guys. Kevin Boland is on top of all of them, so you know what to expect from those guys. So I will leave it to them.
Oh, okay, so next question from EJR. Where is your priority on fixing collisions?
Massive, like number one of the most important part. We've been discussing today again on the state, the issues, and the improvements coming on this. But there are no easy wins now, so we need to, work really hard on that. And unfortunately, there's no ATA to tell you, hey, it's coming tomorrow. It's hard stuff. We might, solve it out of the blue, but I don't know. I don't know. It depends.
So to elaborate a little bit on what Aris just said, there are no easy wins. When we first released, we had patch after patch after patch after patch of just pushing out a lot of new content, a lot of improvements. The reason for that and the speed and quantity with that was because a lot of that content we had already half been working on. There were things that we couldn't release naturally, but were already kind of sitting on the shelf. We've got to a point now where a lot of the core content that we have and want to improve on takes a bit of time to cook, a little bit more time than just 1 week. So things like the collisions, for example, that's not just a one-day fix. That's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of testing across all the different classes and vehicles and tracks that we have, and online, offline, something as JIP as well. So JIP, another huge thing, coming fairly soon, but again, it's not something that we want to rush. We don't want to rush out and push something out half-baked. We want to make sure it's actually decent and running in a good state. If that means we have to longer, then so be it. We're going to do it. But at the end of the day, we're focused and dedicated on making sure it's working well, and that's when it's going to get done. But this is why we might be hitting a point now where some things are taking a little bit longer than you might want, but trust us, we do not want to deliver something that isn't ready yet.
Yep. Well said. I'm not talking too much because, as you can see, I need to concentrate more to push the envelope here.
Scott just wants to know if a lot more tracks are coming as DLCs and mods. Yes, in fact. The PMR Test Center will be coming soon. The PMR Test Center, which you may have seen in a little sneaky video on Instagram or on socials, the PMR Test Center track is a track which is purpose-built for modding.
And
not just for modding, but also for testing all kinds of vehicles. It's got multiple layouts. It's got some racing layouts on it. It's also got incredibly long straights in it with some ovals in it. It's got a part of the track which is just dedicated to different surface types such as grass, gravel, rumble strip, drains, asphalt. So you can test building a car and its physics on this track. So that's going to be coming to Mod Hub, I believe, sometime, but we also want to release it in conjunction with the modding documentation as well. So yes, to answer that question, we do have more tracks. We have more tracks coming with the DLC. We have more tracks coming as mods. Mod Hub. We've also got another track coming very, very soon. We're just finalizing some parts of it, and it's a track that's not made by Straight 4, but we have assisted in its development. So do look forward to that. Wondering how we can give a little
Lick.
well, yeah, how do I
There's a leak in our boat.
yeah, how do I tease it enough to say what it might be? Yeah,
Maybe
I
if
don't know.
they hang out long enough in our Discord, they might see it.
Yeah,
Ha.
maybe. I don't want to alienate.
Maybe when I'm asleep,
Yeah.
you could drop something and I don't see it. I pretend I do not see it.
Yeah, I'll wait for everyone to dessert over here. Then, yeah.
Fast lap incoming. Come on.
That's
Yay,
that.
57-2.
57-2. But yeah, I can think of 27 different reasons why we will continue pushing out different modifications of different tracks and everything for everybody. So yeah, next question, if you want to take over, Fernando.
Yep. I'm just typing things up here.
My God, this is scary. Scary.
Don't fuck it up now, come on.
Ooh, very scary. Ah! Last lap incoming. Come on. Come on.
Oh, just about. You missed out on that last purple sector. No, it's apple juice.
Apple juice.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. I got the stream to one side while I'm reading the question, so
It's wheat juice. Yeah, it's wheat juice. Wheat and barley juice. It's actually not cider. It's not apple juice here. It's not cider. I'm allergic to apples. I can't drink that.
Yeah, that's so true.
I forgot, you know. Oh, you just kept it on. Go on.
Come on. Come on.
Push.
Come on. Come on, car.
Great.
Yay! 57-1 with a bad
Amazing.
start. Division 2. Okay, that was scary. That's me pushing my limits without much, practice, because we didn't have the time to practice a lot of that. So it's as it comes. Now, if you keep doing that and you do it with method, I'm pretty sure that, by, I don't know, next weekend, you might start looking at some 56 here and there. It takes practice, it takes effort, it takes continuous, pushing yourself. But before pushing yourself, learn the basics. Don't go crazy. You don't have to go crazy to have fun. Then, if that's your thing, you can push more. All right.
Cool. Wow.
Very good.
That was our tutorial of the license bus. I was getting a little sweaty and hot there.
This is why I love the Miata. It's easy car. Everybody's like, there's no power, but it takes a lot of effort to balance it and maintain the speed in the corner. If you noticed, especially T1 at the middle of the corner, I was getting so much more speed in the middle of the corner than before. I was hitting the limiter before every fast right corner, T4, T5, and then just a hint of brakes and going. It's hard work.
Yeah. Okay, so
I got a question for you.
there, Aris.
Go.
We can either take some more questions.
Yep.
Or we can set up a custom lobby after you've had a few minutes to rest and relax, and after everyone's just watched you drive around this track for how long now? And
How much time?
2 hours now.
How much?
Well, maybe we can invite some people in to
3 hours
take a
already.
couple of laps around.
Damn it.
That's how dedicated you are. You just lose track of time, which is natural. So one question was submitted to us and relates to what we said earlier already. So it's okay if you don't answer. But this person says hi to you. Welcome back to the sim racing world. Good to see you
Thank
in
you.
PMR.
Thank you so much.
They say that you started by improving the MX-5 and the Porsche. They don't say which Porsche though. And they would like to know what is next top priority for you, as in terms of upgrading and reworking the cars. What's the next car you think deserves this attention?
Well, first of all, it's not my work. We all working together, and you can see improvements on the MX-5, the 964 Porsche Cup from the 990s, I think. The NGTs have been redone. The Japanese cars, there has been already some improvements in the GT3s, but way more are coming next with the GT4s as well. So next you will see GT4s improvement, I think first, then GT3s. We are releasing the new vintage car where completely different cars and era, so expect to be most of the time sideways, especially on the older cars. What else? The LMDH cars have been improved, and it is a continuous improvement on those cars from the handling team. Yeah, that's pretty much the initial cars that they go through my mind.
I got a quick, easy question I can answer myself here. Pretty old one. Someone's asking about the year one season pass. They say they've only received one DLC pack, and they want to know if we're going to deliver the rest. The answer to both is yes. We're going to deliver the packs as we promised. That's what a season pass is intended to do in every type of game, not just ours. And the reason why so far you've only received one, it's because we've only so far received one pack. The next pack is the Icons pack.
Oh, we've lost
And
you, or we've lost you for a moment. The next pack,
well,
you said?
go here. Next DLC pack will be the GT Icons pack, which we release on the 23rd of June. And that will make two packs already delivered on the season pass. And by the end of the year, you should have everything. That's essentially how season packs works. You're
Got four
basically
packs to
buying
be specific. Not including the GTE, which was a pre-order bonus, and the Group 5, which was a retail bonus, I think. But yeah.
Yes, so essentially there will be more as they come out.
Yes.
Don't fret.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to set up a little race. Should we keep it to Limebrook Park in the MX-5, seeing as you've just been showing people how to drive it? They can all jump in and see if they learned from your lessons.
All right.
So, I'm gonna let you join in first. Yeah, it'll be custom lobby. I've got a passworded lobby up there. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna send you the message first.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you the message first, just so I know that you're in before everyone else jumps in. 'Cause it's gonna be a passworded lobby, so I only want people in this chat to join.
Give me also instructions. It's my first time. Be gentle.
So I'll just message you on Slack if you're on there on our work channel, so you can.
I have to start it. I'm on the other computer.
Oh, you got to. Oh, okay, I'll send you a message in Discord then, if that's easier.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I'll send it to you in the staff channel there. There we go. Everyone might be able to see you type it in, but that's fine. Let's see, I'm at the very top. Go to the top. That's it. Click join.
Yeah. Or is it?
Yeah. And then put in the password.
I'm gonna show the password in.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Showing
Okay.
the chat is fine here now. They can work it out.
Here we are.
So I like the way someone managed to get in quicker than you did just from watching the stream. Okay, so we'll wait for this to go up. What is that? So Soup said, right, when Portimao. I wish we had Portimao. That's one of my favorite tracks of all time. I would kill for Portimao right now.
So this is gonna be a fun race. Don't worry. accidents might happen. Who cares? We don't. It's not competitive racing. So if somebody crashes into you or whatever, or you made a mistake,
Yes.
it's not the end of the world. This is fun.
Yeah.
So that is all
Password.
it's all about.
Yeah. Password is crispy chicken, all lowercase. See, and as Aris is our CCO, our crispy chicken officer.
That's me. Awesome. We still have 82 people watching. That's great.
Yeah. And
Thank you
as I
guys
said,
for
please,
sticking with us.
please let us know how the stream's going, if you're enjoying it, what you'd like to see more in the future, what you'd like to see less of in the future. Any ways to improve. Where are PMR guys located time zone wise? Yeah, as Bruno's gift there, we are everywhere. We are 100% remote team. We do not have an office. We work all around the world. We've got people in America, UK, Portugal, Czech Republic, Italy. We are all over the world. Canada too. Pakistan, yeah.
Yeah.
We are pretty broad. There might be an S4 developer behind you right now. How soon will the modern documentation arrive? I don't know. The modern documentation is kind of in its final drafts and final things, but yeah, I can't tell you when it's going to be coming. I'd like to say soon, TM, S4, S4 soon. S4 soon, TM, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, while this is filling up, I'm going to go over to the other questions while Fernando is away.
Yeah.
Let me just go back to that page and then get some more questions for Aris to answer. So, okay, it's a non-PMR one, but yeah, it's fine. Favorite time period and FIA class of history.
Sorry, come again? What was that?
What is your favorite time period and FIA class from history?
Oh, that's a tricky one. All right, so I have this. There are a couple. It's not just one, but aesthetically speaking, and only aesthetically speaking, is Group C prototypes from the what was it, 90s, something like that. With the Jaguars and the Porsche and the Slick Cat liveries. And the up to the point of the first Peugeot 905s. The Evo started being something that was going a little bit to the modern era, let's say, but aesthetically pleasing. For me, that was the peak of design of sports cars and GT cars. I just love those cars, looking at them. It might be completely shit to drive them because tons of downforce and bad suspensions and tons of pitch sensitivity and everything. But just looking at them, it's amazing. Then talking about how cars move when they race, I would say I would put almost to the top level the DTM cars, M3, E30, 190, Mercedes, up to the point that the Alfa Romeo 155 came. Then again, they became way too much planted, so I wasn't enjoying them so much. But looking at those cars jumping on the curbs of Nordschleife and the bumps of Nordschleife, it was like absolutely, cinema. Really cool. And then I really like the GT3s. I won't gonna lie. The current GT3s are so good, different sounds. Also, it's amazing to watch the live, and you can go and watch the enjoy the races for a very low price of entry, and they're pretty easy going. You can go through the paddock and walk. It's really nice. Lots of manufacturers, different shapes, different configurations, different engines, different noises. So I think it's one of the most successful classes in the history. I'm certain that I forget stuff like the amazing GT70s that we are going to release. Those were really cool cars, and even the cars that are coming after those. So you have the Capri 3100, you have the Porsche RSR stuff, the wide body ones. And then there was a category that had the BMW 635M, and they had the Rover 2000. I really like those as well. They just move around so nicely when they're driven around hard. I know. I'm just keep on saying now classes. So I will never stop.
So I got one question. It's quite a big question, or at least I've seen in the chat already. There's a lot of people asking for it to be asked as well, and it's one that Bruno might be able to elaborate in the chat as well. But this is due to force feedback settings presets asked by Boyan. First of all, let's take to do this. Currently, there is still a lot of experimentation going on with different settings to get everyone to have a good experience. There's a very active thread for the wheel I currently use, which is the TM T598 on PS5. However, all the tinkering takes a significant amount of time and effort. So a preset system could help with that, like being able to save our own or sharing them through ModHub. You could then have official presets from the team or hardware manufacturers distributed that way too. So, do you think that something like this could be a benefit, or is it meant by design for everyone to have to go through the long process and figure that all and coming up with your own stuff and always looking and adapting for it for every car?
No. Should we let Bruno reply, or should I give it a shot?
You can give it a shot, and Bruno can give his own answer in the chat as well.
My point of view is that the player should experience the game as the developer thinks it should be from the get-go. So you should go there and just, experience the game. And it should be good right from the opening. Then, if you are a power user, or you want to try your friend settings or your famous and favor influencer settings, by all means, go there and try it, but again, I repeat, you open the game the first time, everything should be set up in a way that you can experience it as we intended. Nice, everything, set up. And you should also have a possibility to go back to those default settings with an easy click, so we can maybe trouble work any issues or stuff like that and tell you, hey, if you don't feel that there's an issue, find the problem into your configuration. Now, unfortunately, on top of that, you have the settings of each steering wheel, and as we move forward, the steering wheel's drivers keep on adding sliders, which I'm not very big fan of. So it's always a little bit of a mystery. What are you running? Who knows? So it's an infinity of configurations and possibilities.
Yeah, well, Bruno's just put a 100%, so I feel like you've answered everything he wanted to. Another question I saw, I've lost it already, but I thought it was quite nice to ask for you, was so there's been a lot of positivity with your Mazda and your Porsche. What is your next class that you're most looking forward to putting out there, and your next focus?
I'm pretty excited about 3 classes we're working right now. GT4s, the GT Icon pack that we're working, and the Australian V8 supercars that we also reworking. So I'm very excited about those. After those, the GT3s, and then we keep on improving and developing. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Question to everybody here in the server. Do you want me to start wherever I qualify or from the back of the grid and have fun with everybody? Except the first ones that will disappear, of course.
Well, basically, you're asking us if you want to nerf you or not.
I don't think I'm that fast. I mean, there will certainly be much faster guys in here. But, you know, starting from last, we certainly probably have opportunity to have some nice fights with everybody that is in front of me.
And survive turn 1.
And survive turn 1.
Yeah, let's see you start from the back.
All right.
So I've just been given a nice DM. So one of the guys who formerly was never able to pass the license test. Now after listening to you and on a controller, they finally passed it.
Instant results.
Let's go. Let's go. This is the best thing ever. This is the best outcome of all this stream. I love you, man. Thank you so much for letting us know. Now, this is more important than what it sounds. And okay, we had a little bit of fun with it, but I think it's extremely important. As we move forward, we're gonna go into cars that they are way more complex, way more sophisticated, right? And I have said that already in various interviews, and I will repeat it because I really believe it. The sim racing simulation of the titles has become so much, you know, complex and good, and we pretend that our users, that they are just guys that love cars and want, you know, to experience what a realistic car might feel. We pretend them to know all the little details and how to drive them and how to set them up and how to push the cars on the track. I think it's our responsibility as devs to do a better work and explain you every single aspect, starting from what we did now with the Miata and going through all the cars possibly, showcase what you can do to improve, what you can do, most importantly, to have some fun in a race and in a practice session. And I'm so happy that what we did today already had an impact. This is what we should be doing.
It's fruitful already, yeah. This is more than twice I'd like to know this, so keep them coming.
Yep.
I got a question that I can address from the submission questions. So this one comes from Legolas. They want to know if we're going to have mandatory pit stops and weather changes on online ranking. The short answer to that is yes, but the long answer to that is perhaps. And by that I mean that is something we want to include for sure. But first we want to stabilize the online experience, which currently is already much better. The team has done some great advancements even just in the last couple weeks. So once we have the online experience much more stable and a lot more players joining in, we can start tinkering with the various different weather situations and mandatory pit stops and even perhaps maybe multi-class. You know, that's the ultimate goal we want to bring. But right now, the first major change we've done, and you already noticed, is introduce all the classes. And the reason why we introduce all the classes is because we want to give people a choice of what they want to race with. And at the same time, we're monitoring which ones are the most popular, which ones are the most popular, which one has the most people in, which one people are racing the most. And then we're going to try to tinker the schedule around that to offer more races of the most popular ones, and then try to sprinkle a few more of the less popular ones, but ultimately always have all classes available. So just to reiterate, the goal is to stabilize, give people choice, make the player base grow, and then start introducing much more variety in terms of conditions.
I don't know why it looks like I'm in P1 now. I'm definitely not in P1, I tell you that.
Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go! Race on. Right, we want clean driving, guys. Clean driving.
Never gonna happen.
No heroics, no heroics.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of questions around AI. So I'm going to ask this as a bit of an umbrella question to try to ascertain all of the questions for everybody here. So, how do you see the AI currently? And how do you see the improvements going forward with them?
Ups and downs. I mean, there are some amazing AI racing, but obviously, as all AI, they have their issues. So we need to improve. We need to improve the consistency of the AI. We need to improve also the lap times the AI give in if you let them do the stuff, you know, in a qualifying session or something, and if you just skip the qualifying session. This is something that one of the visitors of Sim Racing Expo told me that, you know, we need to take care of this. And oops, a lot of things are happening here. And so yeah, I mean, there's not a clear answer. Here's what I'm gonna ask you though, for the AI. If you do the AI and you notice something that it is clearly wrong, okay, save the replay, save, I don't know, the video stream, post it somewhere so that we can have a clear example and go and address the clear example specifically. This helps a lot. This helps a lot because there are a lot of how to say, scenarios that happen, okay, that you cannot predict or you have never experienced before. And if we have those scenarios, this helps really a lot.
Yeah. So if there's any, if any of the mods are in chat, or Fernando, if you want, create a specified thread in our Discord channel, and yeah, everybody put in your AI things, replays there. There we go. Bruno's already done it, I think. Already exists for a while, so that's fine. Yeah, put them all there. I know Aris said save your replays. Some of you are going to be asking, oh, but we're on console. Replays are coming to console very, very soon.
You mentioned the built-in feature to actually record video.
Okay, next question. Fernando, have you got any there?
Yes, actually, this next one links to the previous 2 points we just talked about implementing AI into custom lobbies and online races. Again, like we said, we want to first stabilize the online, and then also stabilize the AI, make it more consistent, in put in a place that it's much more pleasing and most of our players are satisfied with. And then once that is established, then we can look into implementing AI into online lobbies. I don't have full visibility and understanding on this, but from my I do understand so at the moment is it's very difficult to do that because there's so many variations of network and stability with connections and ping and a number of other things that I think implementing AI into online races right now would just desaturate the experience to everybody. It'll make it even more unpleasant. And so I think it's possible, but not up to me to decide on that, and only when the right people decide to do it. But it is something that, you know, we'll be looking into.
Yeah. So another question here, which I feel like we need to answer as well, because a lot of people have this question, and it all comes down to a lack of understanding in general how game development is. And this is also just a good question to answer to clear things out a little bit. And the question is from Colado. I get the impression that you're only focusing on PC and forgetting about PS5 or consoles. What's the reason? Why aren't the performance levels the same as on PC? Are there replays? Why doesn't the game look the same on PC as it does on PS5?
Right. You go, or should I go?
You can go first.
Okay. So there are many complex reasons. Obviously, the PS5, as good as it is, okay, it doesn't have the same performance as as a PC, okay. And it's not just pure performance, but it's also RAM availability, video RAM availability. You have to play with everything. Okay, so this is one of the reasons that you need way more performance optimization to a console than what you do to a PC. Okay, you don't have enough stuff to push around on a console. The other important thing is that I've lost my train of thought. Is that the consoles need to stay fixed on a frame rate, because if you go just underneath, a lot of troubles happen. On the PC, you have way bigger, frame rate. You can change the graphic settings easier, and you can even go a little bit under. It doesn't happen much. You go back up and again. So this is one of the reasons. All right. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort. That doesn't mean that we won't do it, or we're not thinking about it, or we're not improving. You will see more improvements coming for sure. But the number one priority was make the damn thing, as stable as possible, and then start improving. And then you have the physics. Okay, the physics engine on a simulator takes a lot of resources, and it's not like you can say, hey, let's just not calculate the tire physics 700 times per second. Let's do it 200 on the console. Well, that doesn't give the same experience anymore, and that's a big issue. Okay, so it is a very, very complex answer. There's no definitive point that I can tell you, hey, this is why. I hope this answer, kind of explains the situation to a point. If you have more specific questions about it, just let us know and we'll try our best.
It's worth pointing out as well, every time a car gets updated, it's updates across all platforms. It's the same for everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's important because we have crossplay.
And I say, if only I had Slipstream here, but it doesn't work on multiplayer. Oh, wait a minute, we fixed that, right? Oh, no.
Leak. An entire overhaul to our Slipstream and drafted and online.
You can cut that out, right?
Coming? What?
I can't hear
them
why we're
in
this.
5th place, but I didn't. Good job, everybody. That was a very joyful race for me. I really enjoyed it. Let's do another one.
Okay, so should we let chat decide what track and class to use next?
Same. Don't do it. Same. Yeah, let's do another one. Then I'm just going to bed and have some rest.
Okay.
I'm a vintage guy. Come on, I need some rest.
That's fine. Oh, it's not even midnight for you yet. That's fine.
That should not happen. We should fix that. I don't like this.
Oh yeah, the cars going inside each other. Yeah. Yeah.
Not priority, but I don't like it.
No.
You need to enjoy the end of the race.
It's bugged anyway. It's bugged. It's fine. We can't set up a DLC car. We're on public. Or we're on.
Yeah. So what do we do? Do we exit? What do we do?
But wait, hold on. Oh, JP1. Oh, I thought you meant from the GT icons. I was like, I would love to actually. I'd love to if they were in there, but I don't think they're actually in the specific build. Otherwise, I could.
Driver swaps. Oh, I love them. That's all I would say. I love driver swaps. The endurance races, I just love them.
It would be nice if you had driver swaps.
So here's the thing, so you can understand. Obviously, I mean it's nice to be kind of smart in doing this kind of comments, but so you can understand. What do we need first? First, we need joining progress. We need to have this in. We need to be able, to have it. How to say? We need to have the joint progress stable, working properly in practice, in qualifying, and even in race when you, I don't know, disconnect for whatever reason, you have to be able to reconnect, maybe a lap down, but you have to be able to do that. So join in progress is one. Then you need a good spectator mode so that you can join a race and be a spectator and look around or do other stuff. If you have those things, then you can start thinking about, okay, now it's the correct time. If you have done your work properly, it's not like you're doing 1, 2, 3. There is some parallel work working and happening, but that's the moment where you say, all right, let's sit down and work heavily on something like driver swaps. So all of these things, what does it mean? It means that the time frame can become shorter or longer depending the issues that you find, the other priorities that come in, but it needs to follow this kind of development. There is no other, I mean, we cannot wake up today and say, hey, next week we're going to work on driver swap. With what? We don't even have joint progress. So you see how it goes? That's how we want to do it.
Just going to quickly answer this Nerdius's question about the hiding the mouse. We did have that, but it caused a lot of performance issues in certain situations in games, so we got rid of it for a while. We might get it back again at some point once we work on it, but we've got more important things than hiding a mouse. Okay, so if anybody else wants to join, the password is crispy chicken, all lowercase. You really want to do this one again, Aris, or?
Sorry?
Do you really want to do Lime Rock again, or do you want to change it?
Come on,
you want to do it again?
Yeah.
Okay,
I like the
You're the special guest this week, so we'll keep it again.
Yeah, and then next week we can try something else.
Yes.
Let us know if you enjoy the
next
format,
week.
guys, and next week.
Wait, did we say next week?
Did we say next week? Well, we didn't say tomorrow, at least.
Soon. Call it soon.
Okay, yeah, we'll do one more lap around Lime Rock. I'll give it 2 minutes.
I mean, after I'm gone, you can do whatever you want. Take the stream and take it elsewhere.
It's also coming up to midnight for me as well. So
yeah, it's Friday night. You young boys can do what the young guys do, There you are.
Right. I don't know when I show their favorite YouTube videos. Right, I'll wait 1 more minute, just in case anybody else wants to join. Do you want me to do a quiz? I'll do a wonky minute for everyone.
Start back in line again, or how do you?
No. I feel like you should do the qualifying this time.
Okay.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna start the countdown now.
There's something we didn't do. We didn't lower the fuel level, which it's quite important on the bus.
Gives you some extra time.
Yeah. Yeah. But watch out when you're lowering the fuel level. You also modifying the weight balance of the car because obviously it's at the back, and you make the back lighter. So So.
Can we see a test of the test track being tested? Maybe I can stick around after the stream.
That's cool.
Maybe I can. Maybe I can show you a little bit of it. Maybe we can show you a bit of Jib.
Give Ryan a cookie and he will show you things. Make sure the cookie doesn't come up.
Praise me and I'll show you more.
Tracking cookie. That was all the questions we had. We didn't have any other questions.
Yeah, Fernando, you got any more questions?
I am actually scrubbing through, picking up the most relevant ones.
Yeah, a lot of them I've been kind of condensing. There's a lot of almost duplicate questions, like the AI ones. I could put that all into one.
I will say that a lot of them are very long. Others are more requests than questions.
Yeah, so to the people that are putting the really, really long ones, I do appreciate putting in a whole entire essay. I know you're very passionate for doing that, but also you need to understand that, we want to get through as many questions as we can, and while doing a lot of stuff. So we haven't got time to read 10 paragraphs worth of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This person wants to know if there's any more plans for single-player content.
Yeah, of course. You mean career and stuff like that?
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We do want to keep on improving on the career.
Yeah, of course, we want to bring more events, more time.
Yeah, I cannot tell you exactly why and what.
Yeah.
Both
course,
because
surprise.
I don't know all the plans that are going on right now.
Also because it's a surprise, of course. You can just spill the beans right here now. But
Yeah.
the short and long answer of it is yes, there is more coming, for sure. What you see right now is not the whole thing. There'll be a lot more.
Go. You're fast. Let me follow you.
Who said any news on the V8 supercars? Not yet. You're gonna have to keep holding on for a little bit more info on that.
Yeah. Not too much, but yeah, you need to wait.
Yeah, just holding on a little bit longer, you'll be fine.
And someone else wants to know, will we have road cars in our game? Well, perhaps, maybe not. I mean, the focus is entirely on race cars. I mean, it is after the name of the title, after all, is Project Motor Racing. So if we do see road cars, it will depend on what the car is, and most likely will be through the mod hub. But the base game content and future DLC, for now, at least, the plan is to stick to race cars only.
When will penalties be implemented in terms of contact behaviour? So we do have some plans in improving the license points system that we have. The current system that we have right now, where it says 20 license points that I remove through reports and such as this, we have much bigger plans to improve on that, to add more of a proper safety rating system. So we're going to be increasing the amount of license points you have, increasing the amount you start off with. That's just terrible driving there.
Sorry.
And contact penalties will be taken into regard with your license points from that. So if you want to hit everybody in a race, you're going to end up losing license points automatically.
I'm really too. That's a lot of questions submitted, and you guys repeat a lot of topics that we have already answered, which just shows that we are in the right track. We're addressing the things that the community already wants.
Yeah. So, another question from EJR. Player identification on cars. Do we have any plans for that? Do we have any ideas about player labels?
What's that? Identification?
Yeah, player labels above other players in online.
Oh, when you are driving like that, if you can see.
Yeah, so perhaps from a toggle or something, yes.
Yeah, not only
It's
that,
cool.
but we also want to add connection,
Yeah.
information like stability ping. So at least it doesn't need to have all the numbers, but at least you get a good glanced idea of how your opponent is doing in terms of connection. So you understand, do you want to be farther away and be careful of them, or is it okay to, just stay close and have some great races? Yeah, I think it's important.
So look, there's also another feature that we did add. It maybe went under the radar for a lot of people. I'm not sure if you can move your DigiDash at the moment here while racing, but we do have the relative leaderboard or relative table on the DigiDash. It's the final page in the DigiDash, and that will show you directly who's in front and behind you. And that's an easier way for people to understand who's around them. I think we added that 2 batches ago now.
Indeed, we have, because I'm the one who wrote those patch notes and prepared the assets, and I remember
Yeah.
doing that one.
Clap, clap for Fernando.
Thank you.
Okay, so what's the leaderboard looking like this time?
Let me reply to Aurelian on the chat. Says, if I'm enjoying the time back in game development, very much so. I loved it. I missed it. And if I have plans to get back my YouTube community and run again, I would really love to do that because that community stayed alive without me, and they deserve all the support. And my fault. I never, went really close, stay close when I left. I should have been more there, but real life stuff. But I would love to do that, and we can do that, and also transmit. I don't know, to the YouTube. We'll see how we're gonna do it, but that's the plan.
Indeed, we plan to do a lot more of these. This one is just a little test run.
I like it right now. I'm really enjoying myself. It's great.
Good. Someone wants to know if we will include rallycross or dirt tracks. I can answer that right now with certainty. No. We want to keep things.
There's no technology also for dirt track and terrain like that. Honestly, it would be not responsible to go and do this now when we have so many things to do. So, yeah, the answer is, as Fernando said, no.
Oh, I've got the best drive. Sorry. That was me.
Let's go!
Go, 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 go! Oh, good launch. Good launch.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a very good launch.
Let's go.
Pretty close.
Oh, I have no force feedback. Fuck. What happened?
Oh, no. Always an excuse, though.
I have no force feedback at all. Alright, that's another bug.
Keeping tally.
Also, we need a bug counter. We need a bug counter for the next stream.
Yep. Clink. It's part of all the things we need to improve. What can I try to fix that? I don't know where I'm going. Yeah, it's just I'm a menace for the people. Let's go away. Ah! Go back.
You're taking everyone out.
Ah, fuck.
Hey, Peggy 3, come on.
Absolute scenes.
How do I... Let's try. Switch it off. Switch it on again.
That's Bruno in chat. Bruno's the hardware man. Okay, right. What else do we have? Improved car sounds. I'm sure we'll improve car sounds in time.
And the whole thing is like, okay.
Alright.
Okay, first feedback back. That was strange. Maybe the game lost focus because I was doing stuff on the chat. I don't know. So maybe it was my fault on that. And I have so much stuff.
I have a question from Car. Factory driver and leaderboards. So he says this is low priority here, but factory driver is kind of stalled out with nothing new added. My question is, can we get leaderboards for all tracks and all cars and classes? We do. I thought we actually already did update our factory drivers and the endurance score. Yes. So if they haven't been done yet, because I requested that. And we added in a whole bunch of them, so if that hasn't been done yet, then I do apologize. I like to promise, but I never like to promise things because it's game development. But I'll try my best to make sure that they're actually changed and done for next month's rotation. But I was under the impression that they should be done there. But alongside Factory Driver and Endurance Wall events, we also want to create schedule an event and leaderboards on the website, similar to what we've done with the ranked schedule. So we'll have weekly rotations of Factory Driver events, and then we'll keep the history of the leaderboards on our website.
Correct. We're looking to expand that as well. Currently, we only have the schedule for ranked, but we do want to have leaderboards and keep track of players' times and stats. But that will come much further down the line.
Question on Tudor track and live weather. It's a very big question here, so I'm going to try to cut it down a little bit. So he says, this is Eeks. Racing depends not only on physics and car characteristics, but also to a large, if not larger extent, on the conditions in which it takes place. That's why I took the opportunity to ask directly. They'll like to ask the following questions. Are there plans to build on this foundation and introduce realistic track surface dynamics, such as rubber laydown, pickup, dirt gravel distribution, marble build-up during race? And while I'm also here, I may as well ask about some rain and maybe fluid dynamics with water on track.
Can I?
Can we? Give us a thumbs up, Bruno, or a thumbs down.
No, I will say, I've seen things you sim racers wouldn't believe. I see some things that was like, what the fuck is that? So my general answer would be yes. I'll leave it there. Crazy stuff.
In a good way, that is.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. If you and me, like, I wish you guys saw Aris's reactions to some of the stuff that we've been working on. It's yeah.
Yeah, I'm very well known that I have a non-expressive face at all, and I'm very, easygoing and controlled in my reactions. Everybody knows that.
But yes, there are plans, and we have things in motion. Still, as usual, cannot give time frames. We don't know how long these things take when they're going through, but yes.
One thing to make the features, the whole other to test and tackle bugs and make sure it actually works.
Yeah,
in all the different
that's
environments.
a priority. Yeah.
Okay, so here's a non-PMR question, but a question for you, Aris, before you leave is, what's your best driving experience in real life? What is your best driving, race and track day experience? And if you could go anywhere in the world on a driving holiday, where would it be?
Oh my track. All right, that's a hard one. So okay, I've been very, very lucky to have had some incredible, real life experience, like, drifting Aventadors and pushing GT3, a couple of older cars and stuff like that. Pretty much drifting everything I could find. But in the end, pushing almost stock engine Miata flat out on the ring to go a little bit more under 9 minutes on, bridge to gantry, and start, getting closer to the local guys that they, with similar cars, they're doing like 80-40. It's one of those experiences that, it makes you understand the effort and the difficulty when those guys are actually racing, and the guts that you need to pull out, because here's the problem. Nordschleife is a very fast track. I think there is no other track that teaches you to go fast in the corners as Nordschleife, because yes, there are a couple of corners that you go at I don't know, like second gear at 60-70 kilometers per hour, but even on a Miata, all of the corners are like 150. There are some corners even at 200 kilometers per hour on a Miata, okay? And it's not just that they are this fast. With the Miata, you need to be like, fuck this and go flat out. All the other cars, you're like, you're gonna be, brake before going, accelerate, and it's already very hard. But with the Miata is like, no, do not lift, as you are, and you are arriving like at 170, and you have a corner that's on the limit of the edge, and you really have to go for it and say, all right, let's hope for the best. This is one of those experiences that leave a mark into you and say, okay, I'm completely stupid. I shouldn't be doing that, and it's so enjoyable and so cool. So yeah, that's it. That is one. Where would I go? Nordschleife for holidays. Nordschleife is certainly one of the highlights that every petrolhead should visit, because not only for the track but also for the roads around it. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And all the roads around it have been made and designed by the same people that designed the Nordschleife, the track. So you can have an idea how all those B roads are. But I would also really love to go and visit Japan and go through the mountain passes, and find all those passes that they do, the toge and this kind of stuff, this a little bit underground racing. I would really love to go there and experience this. Yeah.
Was that an Initial D reference?
I mean,
I'm just being the weeb. Don't pay attention to it.
maybe, I don't know, maybe.
Very good. Very good.
Okay, so I think that brings us to Aris's final minutes there. Is there anything else you'd like to talk to the public, or?
I would just like to once more thank you everybody for the amazingly welcome experience that you're giving me by coming back. I'll do my best to support the team as hard as I can, because they deserve it. They are some incredible talent in it. The game engine is really, really good. It needs love. It needs improvement, and it needs to keep on the pressure. That's part of game development, unfortunately. You know that already. And yes, there are no excuses why not release the game ready. I mean, there are many excuses, but it doesn't bother you, and it shouldn't. It is what it is. We cannot fix the past. We can fix the future. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Let us know if you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed it. I would like to do it again. You tell us. Ryan and Fernando will also tell you that probably in the next days we're going to start cutting pieces of that, the most interesting parts, and releasing them, so you don't have to, rewatch another 4 hours of live stream or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in and listening to us and watching Aris and welcoming Aris back on the scene again. And yes, thank you all. We wouldn't be here without you guys. So fast and straightforward, the whole team, the whole development team. Thank you, and yeah, look forward to more progress and for the next stream.
It's true. We do this for all of you. Without you, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And with that, we will close the stage, and if we want to come back, we will.